need to think, right? The back-to-back games, Heretics is a very strong team with a very smart staff that is going to be on top of everything. Probably one of the reasons why they decided to go for the Haven. A map that has been flawless for them this stage, and that if they have that show in and maybe they know something that we do not know about the double Sentinel that they can go up against.
The thing is, as well, you say that about Team Liquid, but they...
Hello everybody, hello. I need to piss because I just got back home, and I'll be back in just a moment to begin. It looks like we've arrived just in time, to be honest with you. They're playing Haven, Liquid are playing their same composition, Team Heretics are playing their same composition. I gotta be honest, even as good as Team Heretics were on the attack side, I've got to be favoring Heretics here, but okay, we're gonna not miss the piss around, and I'm gonna go and piss. I'll be back in a sec.
I hope they're working around it, and yeah, have a good adaptation.
For me, just break the deadlock stuff. Just break it.
Yeah,
goodness sake. Find Nats and do not go there. The setups that he had yesterday on C were disgusting. Yes, he is nuts. He's insanely good. To me, also another one of the points, Miniboo, we saw him being shut down by Fnatic time and time again. Now that they're starting on the attack, I hope that he really gets that confidence right from the get-go.
Yeah, let's see they're not falling in a trap on long this time.
No, I have to agree. I think something that I want to see from Team Liquid starting on this defense, though, is alternating that Sentinel utility, because a lot of the time yesterday, they were getting caught out in Garage. It was constantly Serial being caught out there. They were having to adjust by bringing Kiko over to kind of play off the paranoia flash. So yeah, I'm intrigued to see if they figured out those kind of Sentinel setups on their defense this time around.
Yeah, and you got to feel pretty confident right out the gate as well, because Liquid, they've been on a win streak, and that kind of momentum, Petra, it does help when you get to the lower bracket.
Yeah, it's very strong, but I think Heretics has, like Kakuka said, they have a good team behind them, and yeah, they will figure it out.
And do not forget, also, we see Patty Tag going up against Heretics. That I think it tells itself.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what goes on the server. And I can't wait for you guys
All right, what's going on?
to find out who's casting today, because it's their last time casting in EMEA this split. Can't wait to hear it. Have a good one, boys.
Of course it's going to be their last time casting, isn't it? I mean, whoever it is going to be the last time casting this split. All right.
Teams and matching up in the lower bracket final.
Dude, I swear to God, both of you, if you use that zoom function today, I'm gonna be taking shots at both of you. Lefty and Ranger Buffalo, thank you very much for the resubs. Appreciate it. Any tips for someone looking to learn Controller or Sentinel from Duelist? Watch people's streams, Leffy. Look at the utility, look at the default ways they use utility, not fancy stuff, standard ways that they use their smokes and their like Sentinel setups, and then do that in most of your rounds and then learn how to kind of innovate on Controller and Sentinel. And Ranger Buffalo, thank you very much as well. Meemill, thank you for the Prime as well. Okay, let's get into the game. There's obviously a huge amount going on in the Valorant community right now. I'm not trying to pretend that there isn't, but I want to focus on this game because it's a big, important game. And then when we have the map breaks in the game, we can talk about some of the other stuff if you want. But I'm not going to be talking about other stuff during the map itself, because I want to focus on the match. Sock with no brim, thank you for the Prime too. All right, so Team Heretics on the attack side, walking up B, looking to try to take contact against Serial here. Faking Garage, and the flash is perfect. So the idea is to drag a bunch of attention towards Garage, insert Woot. Woot actually fails to get his pick, but the main idea of it worked, which was to establish control of B. This composition is really bad at trying to retake, and it's, now I say it's really bad to retake, and Camo's taken two. Oh, ain't no way Miniboo collided them. Oh my God, and now he's found where they are, and he has a gate crash. He can reposition. I would fake that. Oh my God, he doesn't fake that.
But with an open plant, he will reposition back towards middle.
He goes for the full wraparound. He might not have time. Already put under pressure.
That's instead to a headshot at any range.
From Nats. Has to confirm that it's not being defused.
Oh, that is a ridiculously good round from both Yorus, to be honest. But Miniboo, did he get a little bit lucky with the lineup of those two Team Liquid players? Yes, he did get a little bit lucky with the A lineup, but he really made up for the fact that Woot missed that important kill potentially for him. Dude, they don't show the oh no, they did show the lineup kill. I mean, that's rough. That is rough for Liquid. For all time, Nats or Benji? All time, you got to go Nats because he's just had a much, much longer career. And he innovated to a level that Benji literally can't because he wasn't around in like 2021 to even do that. Like you can't argue for Benji all time. That's just kind of rigging the sample size to the point where it's guaranteed nats.
Stronger for Liquid. You look at that defensive side, and it's going to be a lot for Heretics to break through. So I really agree with you. This is somewhere that
they're doing a little lurk play up towards B again. Benji's going to keep trying, by the look of it, to open this up. They've identified, when they've looked at Team Liquid's defense, this hole towards B. And also think about the composition that they're working with. It's got some retake potential, but not much. It's got like the flashes from the Yoru. It doesn't really have anybody hard anchoring towards B usually. It's just going to be held by like a trip or maybe a wall, but they didn't really do that very much in the game against Fnatic, the game against BBL. Going back to the bog standard, this is like the most standard hit that you do with the ISO Yoru comp. You hit C, you Sova Dart towards the back, you use that to kind of inform your ISO to entry or your Yoru to entry with TPs into various positions. And you try to farm up the ISO ultimate by picking up the C orb and getting kills. So this is where Woot needs to be trying to farm up his ult. Even though other people, like, well, you could try to farm up Miniboo's ult, actually. They're by far and away the two best ults. I think the ISO ult is actually better, and it's not like Woot's too far behind. But one of them needs to be getting the Marshall or Ghost here and going for it. Miniboo's tossed away the Marshall, so that means he's going for it. I don't mind him keeping the Marshall there, to be honest with you. Like, I don't think the Marshall's a useful weapon that much to transfer into the next round. Miniboo gets one closer. I feel like Woot should be doing a little bit of chasing here rather than Benji, but he does get one. This is Lilies, thank you for the 19 months. And Jonah the Witch, thank you for the new Prime sub as well. Are you drinking milk? I mean, there is milk in it. It's got kale, banana, protein powder, and soy milk. Because I'm a fucking soy boy.
Team Heretics avoid most of the danger, so a solid start to this map. Round 3, though.
Who you got, Team Liquid or Team Heretic? I gotta go with Heretics, but I gotta say it's not like a large it's not a large differential. What would I put it at? I'd say I'd give it a I'd say I'd give it a 55-45. Like, I'm cooling down on Heretics a little bit. I was gassed up. I was super gassed up on them. I'm cooling down a little bit. Like, let me say 57. Let me say 57% Heretics.
Coming up with the ISO that obviously gives you that first ability to take a shot without going down. And then Miniboo can just take himself across the
much slower round here for Heretics on their bonus round. They forced out, I mean forced out, not too much force to it, but they've got somebody holding in case there was like a jump out there, but they weren't really holding for this. Look at that. As they back up, there's still a trip here, another trip as well. They've inserted Woot, and they're looking for a reclear. But to be honest with you, I don't think Team Liquid are going to reclear this. Liquid are normally a heavy... Oh my god, they did. They recleared it with Gravnet. Bro, Gravnet actually went through the wall. That was supposed to clear the lurk player with Gravnet salvo in top garage window, and instead it hit him while he was underneath the window.
The backup ready in position. Paranoia even there to slow them down, and the second Paranoia has actually been dodged. I think Camo pulled a pistol out.
Nice reposition from Miniboo. Pretty standard with the Yoru, but he gets good value out of it. And they've dominated the smoke. Oh my god, what a cook from Boo. Wait, what a cook from Boo. He teleported from shore into Graffiti. As Benji kind of was spamming into the smoke as well. Serial was good in the clutch. He was talking about how nervous he was, but this one's advantage for him. He's got the Gravnet back off cooldown as well. There's the Gravnet used. Don't know what he cleared. Maybe Hell? To be honest, I'm not sure. I missed that.
Taking away a patient player. Like you said, that one bullet needed to take him down. Serial.
He just has no info, unfortunately. That's the thing going against Serial here. Oh! That's a shot and a half for Benji because he did a little bit of a shoulder peek and he gave it away. He's clutching his heart there. That was a close one.
Even with those weaknesses, they've got the rifles.
Can you turn the game up a smidge? What have I got it set to? I normally have it set to 50. You know what? You're actually right. I had it set to 47%. You've detected the 3% that it was under volume.
Accidentally brought the pistol out because it doesn't really make
You've got the sharpest ears in the fucking
I
world.
also want to mention round 1 and round 3 are now clutches that have been won by a player with barely any HP left. Like that
Yeah,
has got to weigh
Team
on your
Heretics with a
mind
really
little
nice,
bit if you're over on that Liquid side, because
Sorry, I've got to...
you are in a position where these rounds are very much winnable. There's opportunities.
I have a notepad file that I've started taking notes in again for Plat Chat. Because I stopped doing that for a long time, and then I was like, why am I not doing this? Like, my brain is actually not good enough anymore to be able to remember all of these things without taking notes. Oh my god, I nearly threw my smoothie all over the place. Looks like a tech pause at the moment.
It didn't go red.
Not yet. Not
It
yet.
hasn't gone red.
Any moment now, Tom. I do agree with you, though. Like you said, seeing the fact that 2 big clutches, 2
I see a
low
little
HP
bit of red,
clutches.
and I really don't like it.
Ay, ay, ay.
Yeah, we've got
Yeah, I have for sure seen the allegations against Fluorescent, yes. I'm not going to talk about them during the map. I'm down to talk about them in between the maps. I'm sure we'll be talking about them on Plat Chat as well, if you like. But, yeah, it's obviously vile. I mean, it's not like anybody's got a fucking scorching hot take that it isn't, is it? Like, it's just terrible. So,
good start on this map will certainly help out.
anyway,
Doesn't look like
I'm going to stay focused on the game while it's in the map,
One
though.
thing to keep an eye on as the game goes on, though, is a man like Nats, someone that was able to turn the tide of a lot of the rounds the last time they faced.
Is this co-stream a more serious and analytical one? I mean, it is for now, just until we get derailed by Thinking Man's Valorant.
Every time, and it was Benji having a tough time staying alive into those late rounds.
All right, they're doing, for the first time, they're doing a triple walk down mid.
Cost them a lot when it came to Icebox. No doubt.
So it looks like game plan for Team Heretics is to really focus on B, and to be honest, I think that's exactly the same game plan that we saw from Liquid themselves as well. Like, B retake is bad with this comp, and B post plan is really good with this comp. So both teams are going to want to go B a lot.
In a while. Like, I think the switch up to IGL
Oh, finally answered my calls.
Ah.
Not only being a leader, but then also being able to be one of the best, if not the best anchor we have in the entirety of the league.
Excited
right
for this this lower final?
This round,
Yeah, dude, I'm locked in. I just went for a walk. I was looking after my dog last night. I'm filled with serotonin. I had sunshine. I had a cider. I had a pint of Bulmers in the sun. And now I'm coming back to watch some Valorant. Like, life is good. For me, at least.
Put sunscreen on your head?
No, I didn't. I did meet somebody. I met somebody today, actually. I don't know if they're going to be in the chat, but I met somebody. I was on my way to the gym earlier today, walking in the sunshine, kind of in my own world with my headphones on, and a guy taps me on the shoulder and he's like, "Are you Sideshow?" And I was like, "Okay, that's weird. That doesn't happen very often in York. Don't think there's many Valorant fans in York." He's like, "Oh, I'm looking forward to the next episode of Plat Chat. I'm doing a." This is where it gets even weirder. He said, "I'm doing a scavenger hunt for a friend's barbecue, and I have to take a photo with a bald person. So I just saw you, and I was like, oh, there's a bald guy." And then he was like, oh, wait, I know that bald guy from the internet. So he wanted to take a photo of me in order to win his scavenger hunt.
Okay, that's
So I've had a great day. I've had a great day.
That's interesting.
With these players that we know have
Sleepy Toast, thank you for the $5.
Brilliance. It really is a
Fnatic owns Team Heretics.
And we're already 4 rounds in.
What, that's in your notes?
What's your response like? Like, if you are advising people who are listening right now, if they see you in the wild, what should they do? Do you not want them to come up to you? That's what
pepper spray. That's what I would advise.
It could be a very different story.
I mean, don't approach people. Don't approach people that you don't know. Don't talk to strangers. And if you see me in the wild, fucking pepper spray straight to the eyes. Kick me in the balls, run away.
So you're advising that they pepper spray you?
Yeah. Stranger danger. You don't know what I'm up to. Foul, Zero Suit Santa, thank you for the resubs.
Feels like telling on yourself a little bit
then. What would I say people do? I mean, people normally just act really in a standard way. They say, hey,
when it comes
I
to
use Sideshow, and then they
sure, there's
say,
a lot
"Can
of
I take a
tape,
photo
but
or something?" That's pretty reasonable.
difficult
That's
to
a
match
normal
how
human
what's on
interaction.
the server today.
But then when you slap their phone out of their hands,
Yeah.
that's what happens then.
Right, so if Woot runs at you and insta headshots, you don't let that
It's
happen.
fine,
Like,
it's
it's very difficult to counter a composition that at its core is fairly basic, but the intricacies of how
Okay,
they use it
sounds good.
is what makes it more complex. And a lot of the other times as well, when, as you
No,
said, when
I'm
those
doing
ults
fine,
come
thank you.
online, you
Alright.
can have mini
Love
Woot
ya.
take space, and then
All right, this round they've got really big ultimates to work with as well. This is where Team Liquid are at risk of getting snowballed, right? Because they've been kind of conditioning B hits. And I think Liquid have read it here because they're triple stacking over towards A. And they have the clone on C. So they're ready for this ISO ultimate, right? With the clone. So they have Yoru playing over towards A to potentially dodge the ISO ult. And they have the clone to defend Nats on C. But basically, you're supposed to Yoru ult to give you information. Camo goes a little further forwards, gets grabbed. So should go 1 for 1. But he actually goes 2 for 0. That's insanely big for Camo. What a round for Camo. Chain Jacks, thank you for the prime.
One in spawn, that leaves a gap, and one that Benji has slipped his way into.
So yeah, really good anti-ult setup for Team Liquid there. Love that clone in the corner. Love the triple stack over towards A. Recognizing that even though they've been conditioning B, they're not going to go B with these ults. Benji has inserted himself, so this is danger, obviously. This is danger. And Nats has just gone into Narnia here, man. I'm not exactly sure why he's playing in Narnia, just to be as safe as humanly possible to play the 5v3 retake, I would imagine. But, like, these two players have got to maybe get close, jump swing this corner. But if you jump swing, you're kind of exposing yourself to a B main angle, too. So they might not do that. They're just going to group all up in spawn. This is going to give Benji a timing to be able to backstab.
All the way through spawn. 5 players is what we needed because going through B,
I like this round so far for Liquid, but they have to avoid dying to Benji.
Walk through B to spawn this whole round, essentially. Now
Paranoia doesn't catch Camo. Recon does, and he still gets a kill anyway.
Vulnerable on this round.
And Paddy is there to deny Benji. Fails, but they don't have Paranoia, so they should still just be able to win this round anyway. Yeah. Good round for Liquid. That is a nice round for Liquid.
Comes full circle. A huge round for Camo. Gets 1 on the board for Team Liquid.
He had some unbelievable rounds in their matchup yesterday. An ace even to close it. It seemed like there was no one in the server that could match up to his individual brilliance. And well,
so yeah, that's good brains and good individuals from Camo. Like the fact that he gets 3K in that round is ridiculous.
3K to get him on and up to the top of the board.
So yeah, pretty fantastic.
A couple of ultimates there just to try and get in on that early execution into the A side. Once that failed, it definitely became a lot tougher
All right.
for Heretics.
Now
they're not shying away though, and neither is Camo.
Okay.
Tries to go for that
Miniboo and Boo both going for a really early take of short. Fights Camo. Camo can't escape in time. So now you got 4v4 but no smokes for the attackers, which I think is pretty tough to deal with, to be honest.
Yeah. You hear the drama about Serial?
Go on.
His breach was locked, like on his champ select, so he's forced to play deadlock, just like breach instead. Oh my god, he gets fucking.
Sorry, what?
Oh my god, shit on.
What are you talking about?
Joke. Breach is
Breach can't be on his account.
Doesn't
on his
Breach
account.
as a normal character?
No, it's a glitch. It's a glitch on his account. Breach is locked. So like the closest thing he has to playing breach is this deadlock in this weird ass reactive way where he has no setups. He just randomly throws walls where he could just be stunning on breach. Why is he picking
You're saying
deadlock?
you don't like the deadlock?
I don't like his deadlock on this map. I don't know what
Really?
the fuck he's...
Yeah. I think he's just trying to make sure that he doesn't throw down the... He's got retake... He's got re-clear with the Gravnet over towards Garage. And then, yeah, I mean... The wall, he's not getting great value out of. Like, both teams that he's played against have been able to play around the wall pretty well. But on the attack side, he was getting extraordinarily good value. So I think that makes up for the... Yeah, the breach diff.
But like it also required like Sociable to lose his hands for like 2 rounds, right? Like,
well, yeah, true. But who knows? It might happen again.
I'm just so salty over Pistol, a double Sentinel comp, dying. One of the Sentinels is dying on B without their util up. It's so crazy. Oh, that's tragic timing.
Whoa! Body blocked inside the smoke. I think I'm behind you.
Yeah, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19. 18.
I'm good.
17.
Okay, I'm with you.
Now that
I'm with you.
weapon is down.
Blast.
Short in the open and irretrievable.
It's always interesting to see.
They avoided the snowball and then they just lost the round immediately afterwards. So
Of course, you guarantee that 3 will be played. So sometimes if you have that
Pretty
first choice,
tough.
you're gonna put
Pretty
your best
tough.
map in the 3rd slot. So even if the first couple haven't gone the right way, I definitely like this choice from Heretics. We've said it before that it seems like even maps where they are considerably unfavored on, if they dominate the first,
Grab net.
they'll just run it
I
down.
like that grab net.
Really nice net coming through from Serial, but it will only be good for the one.
I think in his heart Kiko knew that was not actually
Yeah,
mini boo.
considering the Yoru was already dead. Yeah.
It's nuts. So I'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
The fact he kills it anyway is really funny.
That'd be a miracle.
I like the fact that Mini was already dead, but he comes in and shoots the decoy. Just seeing it being caught
That
by
is
the
really
net.
funny.
Bit of a reaction diff.
Oh god.
Heretics
Just in case. Just in
say
case.
you'll give him one, but that's as the classic.
Uh,
They'll punish if they go aggressive, or they'll try to.
I don't like that when the agents are dead.
Gonna take him down. Woo.
Like, I can't tell on the red team how close they are to ult. I can see Paddy's halfway to ult. I can see Serial's got 3. I actually can't tell how many Miniboo has. Is he halfway?
But it's also
He's
just this-
halfway, but I
It's a
he's
lot
halfway
less
through.
clear, though. Am I colorblind, or is that just, like, that is a
No,
lot less
you're-
clear?
That's clear.
I think it's a Haven thing. But you're right.
Contract online, ready for the fight. It's worth it. Like, because the thing with the kill contract that makes it such a
For me,
valuable
sometimes it's
offer,
harder to
sure,
tell
you
on the
get
green side
advantage
on
1v1,
Icebox.
But that's not the main thing. If you have these site anchors, which you look at Liquid's comp, they've got 2 players that pretty much sit within that bracket of if you can take out Nats, if you can take out Serial, a lot of
All right, the reason that I was looking at that, though, is because they have Soverall online, and Yoru Soverall is a really good combo, but he's not going to be able to get that online. So I'm interested to see if Rien's kind of saves the Soverall for something. But they're currently getting bullied. We know that they've got a good attack side, but I said at the time, I think that this comp is not gonna last forever because it really relies on going B and getting post plants. And I think Liquid showcased, at least on one of their rounds yesterday, a very good idea of what they want to do about it, where they posted up the Yoru really early in A lobby, and then they had 3 players. They had, like, Cypher was holding over towards C, and then they had 3 players rotating off after they had established the Yoru up towards A lobby, and the 3 players were on B, ready to defend, like, as the B hit was coming through. And I just think Heretics are gonna know exactly what's coming. Like, they are gonna be ready to defend B hits. So then the question is, like, does Liquid have another big thing that they can do? Like, can they condition the B hits and then do what they did in round 24, where Nats lurks through C and they actually fake B, but they pivot through Garage and hit a weak C site? Maybe, but how many times can you actually do that before it becomes really obvious what you're doing? I think the attack side is going to be worse than it was against BBL. Perenegade, thank you for the 26 months.
Talking about the best team.
Why do all the stats exclude China? Because China uses a different system. Am I 100% sure why? Not really, but I think it has something to do with Chinese legislation requiring, like, data on Chinese citizens being run through Chinese servers or something. I think there's some reason why it has to be like that. Because I know that the game devs have run into quite a few issues with that kind of stuff recently. Blizzard and NetEase had a problem around that too. So they did use the Soverall to try to get in onto B this round, and now they're just playing spam. They killed Paddy immediately as soon as he tried to get on, and now Team Liquid just have to fucking save.
Wow.
I mean, they've completely antied this based on one time of seeing it. They just know that B is weak as fuck, and they've got no real way of being able to retake B. Both teams are going to go B on this more often than we've ever seen teams go B.
second half.
Isn't that always the answer to double senti on Haven?
I don't think people should be running double senti on Haven generally.
No,
because the map's too big.
And teams have done well against it. Like teams just go B because you put all your stuff on A and C and stuff.
Yeah.
It depends on the double senti because Vice can stop the B takes pretty well. If you do put like one wall up or something there.
Yeah, just like a wall B or something.
Yeah, but against Deadlock, I think what BBL's answer was just like ignore A because that's where her wall's actually busted. And split C like fucking 20 rounds in a row.
And now they have ISO ults. Do you ult this round? Not off rip, I don't think. Then again, he did pop his shield instantly. Was that a misclick from Woot? Instead of using his shield, like instead of
yeah, you don't ult
the wall.
I guess Camo had one.
If you ult now, can you build it back?
Do we know the map pool in the game before the audience does? Yes, we do. AV22. Yes. It's not picked live. Yeah, maybe.
I think getting to 8 is worth the ult.
Oh, really nice double kill, but it's not gonna matter. Maybe they're gonna double swing again. Oh my god, the battle of the Cypher players. They both hit nasty shots this round.
They knew exactly what was happening there.
Yo.
An 8-1 for Team Heretics. Look, the next map looks better for Liquid, but if it keeps up like this, Tom, even they'll have doubts.
It genuinely feels like a lifetime ago that there were conversations about this guy coming in at the end of 2023 as a clout pickup. That was where we were. We were looking at the tier 2 squads. He grinded through, and even still,
it's a
when
nice
he came
round
to
from
Heretics,
Nats and Benji.
got a lot of followers, though, innit?
I just came to Twitch to say your YouTube chat's not visible on screen. Oh, have I done the troll? Oh wait, no, it says the YouTube quota has been exceeded.
As of right now, it seems like Liquid have absolutely no answer.
Streamer, okay, yeah, there's a technical problem with it. The way that it works is that YouTube allocates a certain amount of quota to different apps, and StreamerBot has already hit its quota, so everybody that's using StreamerBot will not be able to access the YouTube API right now.
Oh my god, again.
They haven't been going A very often.
Almost takes Boo, and Serial finishes him off. Another hero play needed.
I mean, they're just frying.
It's so winnable. Oh my god, and Serial misses it. Oh, that is so clean from Benji.
So good.
I mean, that's destructive.
Holy!
You watch this and you're like, how the fuck did they lose to Fnatic?
Yeah, how the fuck did they lose it?
But they didn't play Haven. They would have won Haven.
Yeah, true.
All I'm gonna say is everybody's gonna be stealing.
Oh my god!
Routine after this one, that was just so clean with the final shot, even managing to dodge the ultimate just seconds before.
That is a lovely reposition from Miniboo to be able to isolate the one stuff.
So good.
At the end of the round was Serial.
Maybe these teams just really, or maybe Heretics just really good on the weekends. They're not like a weekday team. Anybody think of that?
Well, it's probably not going to work too well against Toronto.
He's currently in the backpack. 3 and 4.
They got to really strat it out, you know?
He'll set up a dart.
Wow.
It's over.
Nothing's working.
It's over.
This is a slaughter.
Next map is Ascent, where Heretics looked like really fun as well. I'm not going to say they looked amazing, but they looked fun as fuck.
That's such an interesting way of describing his team.
Yeah, but was it not? They played double duelist and they just went nuts. Like, Woot was playing like a fucking freak on Jet. Miniboo was running around doing the hell he wanted. Their attack side didn't look great, so if they start... No, but they'll surely pick defense to begin, right? Because Liquid picked Ascent.
Yes, without a doubt. Ain't nobody thinking they were right. Boo with another man of 5v2.
Yeah, I'm not sure that this even goes 3.
This round is looking signed, sealed, and delivered.
You don't think that this best of 5 goes to 3?
Oh, I was completely thinking about this as a BO3. I arrived late and didn't see the map veto. Oh, it's a BO5.
Best of 5 goes to 3. Liquid forfeit after getting destroyed.
It's like Red Bull home ground. You just win 2-0 and it's over.
He's still firmly within it.
But you have to win with like 3 duelists or it doesn't count.
I want to call back to kickoff.
It is wild though that Team Liquid didn't get split earlier on in the series.
The team didn't feel like they'd fully recovered off the back of
Why did they leave split until the fourth map and risk getting 3-0'd?
I mean, they kind of got destroyed on split yesterday.
Liquid? Yeah, but that was because they got mega antied, in my opinion. Like,
yeah, but they've
already got more rounds than they did in the first two.
Probably just don't feel like confident. This is a strange one.
Hello.
What the hell is going on?
Hello.
Really good adaptation from Liquid. That's what we needed to see. Okay, a 4 versus 3.
Oh, a 10-2. It's so winnable. I mean, Kiko's decided that he's not going to give a fuck. He's just going to swing and kill people.
All right. They just need 11 rounds.
Me and Riens are always so good at cleaning up rounds like that. You ain't Riens. Like, don't ever say me and X-Pro are so similar in terms of how we play those spots. Get the fuck out of here. Spruce, thank you for the prime. What are the best next steps to continue to lower the property value? I mean, why not increase the property value and then build houses? Like, lower the property value now, build your own houses next to it, and then increase the property value again, and your houses will also rise. You know? Bro, I'm just like Finesse the way I can't hit a shot. Okay, you're allowed to make those comparisons, I suppose. Have you seen me and Riens in the same room? That's so true, actually. Wait, that's crazy that the halftime score is 10-1. I've never seen a halftime of 10-1 before. That's tough.
I mean, sometimes on the EMEA, those tech pauses feel like half times. I think we've seen a 10-1 before.
Ooh. Kiko and I need to be nerfed. Crying emoji. No, it's not a tech pause. This is a halftime.
Well, it has been a dominant start from Team Heretics. Already almost as many rounds as last time they faced in a BO5. And for Team Liquid, off to a slow start.
Minor Chimp, thank you for the 18 months. And Talayel's Tired, thank you for the new Prime sub as well. I missed another one out there too. Chain Jacks, thank you for the Prime. Lynx, thank you for the 49 months as well. Surely your favorite team, Heretics, are dominating this game versus Team Liquid. Clueless. I mean, they are at the moment. That's not a clueless.
They almost managed it yesterday, 9-3. It was a really.
All right, let's see. Can they bring it back? Can they bring it back in some degree?
That stat was way too fast to read. What the fuck?
Heretics in this sort of form
they're hard fighting a lobby.
Boo's going to be under some serious pressure and will be dealt.
So they're just playing B for retake.
Oh my god, the shock damage.
Boo got 3.
What the fuck?
Nats v Benji Fishy.
The IGL of Nats, and while Benji Fishy, who's been in the finest of form so far this
Not a great plant spot.
Cypher battle for the match.
Is holding on the corner. He's been
oh, he got a headshot.
So much damage.
Benji knows too.
Yeah, he's one body.
Destroying his sneaky little
wow.
GG's.
Yeah, I mean that's.
Yeah, I was already GG's. I felt like even if
no, it was not.
It was definitely. It was definitely GG's. I think.
Believe forever. Believe forever.
Last time they faced, it was a.
I am having a good day, Weezus. Thank you.
All right, call timeout.
Enjoy tomorrow as much as you can.
Second timeout. Get the real roster back, and then win fucking 10 rounds in a row.
Weezus, what are you planning on doing to me tomorrow?
He gets 3. Nats was waiting inside that smoke. This should never have been a 1v1.
My classic don't work like that.
Benji Fishy aim is here. Yeah, Nats aim is here, bro. It's fine.
Whoa. Weber throwing out a get fucked
in the
as well.
great macro bad aim category.
Alright, well, there's still a fourth round. And they can end B. Or are they going to do their B fake to C? Because last time they took Nats with them when they did that.
I saw Judge feels cursed.
Still in his early 20s.
Why would you buy a fucking Marshall, bro?
Well,
that's why.
Still got value, I guess.
Yeah, headshot is fine.
This is a buy.
But why would you buy a Marshall when you know they're going to force it by shield?
Might be on like
BBL's book, but
actually I have no
already a
response.
man down.
Who's on his way up here?
Hello.
See that trap and try to make
Oh, getting baited into the judge. Oh wait, he still wins.
Dude, that gun
has dropped that A defender. Now opening up a little avenue for himself, but he's flying down.
All right, all right. Hold on. Hold on. What the hell?
Why does it? And people tell me no. Oh, DMV forcing isn't that good.
Yeah.
Imagine they lost though. You wouldn't be saying that.
I would. I still would.
He's grabbing at Kiko, by the way.
Team Liquid seems to have found success.
There's no time.
Kiko's already been rooted. Great bait by
Just doing it for the stats. Doing it for the stats. Oh, it kept a bulldog actually. Wait, that does make a big difference.
You win the round, but you've got to feel like
you don't let them get any guns either and get out. So
yeah.
Mitch man just ripped that like he was fucking singing as a part of a metal band, bro. That was crazy.
Yeah, Mitch was fucking hyped for 2 kills as well, man.
In an 11-2 game. He's locked the fucking low bracket final, man.
I don't know how he manages to get those remaining kills. 18-4. But that was a lifeline. That was the small amount of hope.
All right, so they have an outlaw and a bulldog, and they've actually forced on Miniboo.
Still a few pieces. That outlaw definitely dangerous.
That was one of the players with full armor. They have 3 more targets with light. This round, Mini could go crazy.
No, that's the Team Liquid round.
They're running into the bulldog here as well.
Yeah, he's anticipating a rotate, but they've left 2 players here.
They have no.
He's hidden. Ball, but he jumped.
Wait, he's actually perfectly baited. That's it. That's crazy.
He's taken him down before.
I mean, you can't go C with no Julius.
Well, for Team Liquid, I suppose, but also
It just like absorbs BBL strategies after beating them. I don't understand.
I mean, they're walking back into Miniboo's outlaw. You have no drone. You can't go back into A lobby, please. You got to try to end B or something. I mean, it's not going to work, but you got to try.
I mean, wall off garage, go B.
Surely we wait and pick up that gun if you're Heretics as well.
Come on, wall off something. Wall off something on flank.
No, he's going to wall off the C connector because he knows that they were stacked
They're
on
not
C.
even fighting it though. They should. Fuck, man. Oh, they're going to A.
I don't think they're going A though. I think
They
they're
have
just
to go A.
securing A connector, and then they're walling A connector.
Omen can TP over this, or even jump over it. That's a horrible wall.
Not safely though. Not without a smoke. Oh, he's smoked.
It's gonna be a while before he can.
Hey, you can just glide over the wall. He TP'd over.
He TP'd. He's in the smoke.
He's TP'd. They've heard that.
Yeah, I was about to say hold him in the grave. Yeah, fuck it.
Goodbye. Goodbye. Oh, they didn't look.
He just walked in.
Through the smoke that was thrown out just before that sees gives them a real
Paddy's one shot to the outlaw. Wait, they're not on it. Do they have? Yeah, they still have time, right? Yeah, they got plenty of time. Tons of time. Insane amounts of time.
They are looking by far to be the better team. At least here on Haven. 12-3.
GG yet?
Well, it's GG.
Listen.
Definitely GG.
In a swimming pool, when your back is against the wall, that's where you push forward with your feet and have the biggest fucking stroke, you know?
You shouldn't be stroking
But that
in a
would be a
swimming
fake
pool.
comeback though. Like,
You get kicked out if you do that in my local pool.
Your locker pool?
My local pool.
Oh, look, if you push off the wall with your feet, that's what you have to do at the start of the race.
If you stroke.
Oh, if you stroke.
oh.
Oh.
Okay.
So Team Liquid have a stroke? I mean, that's already
How do you know that
rules?
Sideshow? Sounds like you're well versed.
Yeah.
It sounds like you have a lot of experience in these local pools.
Well, they tried to run their round 24 fake B insert nats, go through C, and they're getting kind of dominated.
Holy fuck.
Has been able to survive.
Wow, that is, I mean, that is the definition of a one and done comp.
Yeah.
In terms of like how Heretics just took that to pieces. Holy complete domination. Utter complete domination.
But yeah, don't run double sentry.
We'll find
Wow.
out if this series
Run it, but don't run this fucking deadlock like this, man.
Well,
Please.
no, I would say just don't run
damn.
it. Just don't run it. If you want to run a more defensive comp, play back.
Remember, Heretics,
Yeah.
and then what Fnatic. What is this aim? What the? Did you
What?
look.
What is he
Benji
talking
aim
about?
Here? Yeah, Nat's aim is here, bro.
22 and 5. Benji 2.17 rating. He was playing amazingly. He won clutches. He got important 2Ks. Yeah, he was playing great. And honestly, I don't think Benji was the reason why they won. Do you know what I mean? I think the reason why they won is because they completely understood what Liquid were going for and had the like right answer every single time. And then they also had Benji just firing off all cylinders. It's wild. Ridiculous. D-Town, thank you for the 55 months.
Red Bull gives you wings.
If all of Team Heretics woke up at the same time, they literally wouldn't lose a game. They do have extremely scary, like, peak mechanical potential, don't they? Are they pound for pound the best team in Valorant right now? Because I think G2 would be the other team that you would throw up there. Who have you got up there? G2. Maybe people would throw, like, EDG up there as well. Maybe Vitality would get thrown up there, or like Fnatic or something. Maybe people would toss in a... I don't think it's reasonable to toss in Sentinels, but I think some of the Sen fans would. Who else? Paper X? Sure, we'll toss Paper X in there. But I just think starting from... I think they're better than Sen. I think they're better than Sen. I think they're better than Vitality. I mean, Vitality currently, for sure. But even, like, peak Vitality with this roster, with Seawolf and Kicks, I think Heretics still beats that. I think peak Heretics beats peak Vitality in terms of, like, individual player quality. And I feel the same way for EDG as well. Kangkang and Chichu are out... Well, I don't know, because peak Smoggy and peak Nobody are fucking freaky little demons as well. But unfortunately, I don't even know what peak Gianni looks like. And you just get peak Nobody so infrequently. I don't know. I feel like they beat EDG personally. What about G2? Do they beat G2? Like peak G2. Like Jorg is playing like he's in a grand finals. Trent's the best player in the world. Leaf's right behind him. Jonah and Valin, like the Jonah Valin peaks. I don't know. I think G2... Maybe G2 wins. Because Boo... I think Valin clears Boo's peak. Like, Valin's peak clears Boo's peak. Dude, Rienz and Trent are very close. And I think Woot beats out Jonah by like a mile, actually. Like, Jonah's peak, he's played some incredible tournaments, but Woot's peak is like outrageous. I don't know, maybe Team Heretics does win that one. Yeah, and I don't think Fnatic are in the conversation. Well, Peak Kayak, Peak Alpha, Peak Chronicle. Peak Boaster looking better than Peak Boo as well, actually. And then Peak Crashies. Crashies is kind of letting it down a little bit, but he has had some fucking awesome games this year. I don't know. A silly but fun little thought experiment. With Leo, I think that Fnatic, Fnatic wins that. But without, I think it's very, very difficult against Woot and Rienz to argue that like another team has a better peak. It's mad. Peak regular season Cloud9. I mean, regular season Cloud9 beats everyone. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what region they're in.
of the lurks and timings that he's able to get, which
Peak
is
Paper
insane when he's
Rex.
going up against someone like Nats, who's known for his lurks.
Yeah.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because the way that Rians was like, Nats' aim is down here, Benji, you're up there. The disrespect, and that's what we want to see. We want to see them get fired up. There's a spot in the grand finals here.
Mechanically?
And Petra, you mentioned Mini
Individually?
Tell me what you noticed that is a little bit different from him today compared to yesterday.
Maybe.
He got shot through all the smokes and all the
But I
abilities,
don't
and,
think so.
I think it's a very big difference.
They do
from
have some
Heretics and like I
cracked
said
players.
earlier,
Like, if you were getting
and
the
a lot of the
absolute most
And, yeah, I
ridiculous
think,
shit from
they're
something
very,
Forsaken Jing,
like,
that is
very dominant on
a
their cards, and
nasty
he's like, they
trio.
go with it, mini boo go,
But I
and
think
also
I'm
the
still
LP
taking
goes, he was
Heretics
searching with his Marshall,
if it was
and
like
yeah.
absolute
They're very
peak.
reliant on him sometimes, right?
In your
They
face, thank you for the
need
2
him to go
months.
in and actually just be the tip of that spear.
I think something that I was keeping an eye on throughout this match was the amount of kills that he was getting. and what
Mercy
kind of, like,
2022,
weapons he was
thank you
using,
for the
like
new
said,
Prime
Petra.
sub
Like,
as well.
He was using the Outlaw, he was using the Marshall, he used that half of the rounds that he ended up playing, which is insane when you actually
Yeah, the
have a look
YouTube
at
chat
stats to
unfortunately
figure out
can't
that
show on the
actually
screen
half
right
of
now
that
because
had come from sniper
Streamlabot
usage.
has
So yeah, I
reached
think
its
he had a
max
great
quota to
performance,
pull
and
from the
to that point,
YouTube
too, I think that,
API.
like, there's
It
so
will
many players
reset
on this
at
Team Heretics
midnight
side that
Pacific
they can
time,
rely on in those moments, which is what
which
makes
is a
them such
long,
great team,
long
right? They have
way
people
away.
they can rely on when they need it.
I don't know how. I don't know who the fuck has been calling that many API pulls on Streamabot, but somebody's ruined the quota. Somebody somewhere has ruined the quota.
Can Team Heretics do it on Ascent? And Ascent for me is such a weird map for Heretics, you know?
What?
I can't
America's
tell if
is
they
live
like
today.
it
I
or
thought
they
you
don't
said no
like it,
EWC.
why they like it or not like
I'm
it.
going to
This is
require
like
you
one
to
of
engage
Fly's
more than
greatest mysteries,
5%
because
of your
they've
brain
known about
power.
it for God knows how long.
We're watching
And
Heretics
they
versus
decided
Team
not to come
Liquid
with
in the
that. And
VCT
then they
EMEA
definitely
Stage
picked it
1
one time.
playoffs.
It's just all
You
over the
you
shop.
gotta
It's a
be
little bit
engaging
all over the place,
more
right? And I think
synaptic
that-
function than
I
that,
mean, one of the
chatter.
times that we saw them play it was that
Your
lob to
title,
Apex
little
at the
bro?
very start of the stage,
Exclamation
but
mark
they
title.
fixed it for playoffs,
Your current
right? They
title
managed to put
says-
BBL on it the other day, but it's actually the starting sites that I'm looking at. So of course, because Team Liquid
That's
decided to
what
pick this
you're
map, it means that Team
picking up.
Heretics, they're like,
Okay,
well, we're just gonna start
I'm
on
the
defense, which I
idiot.
think is a great decision, right? We look at their
I put
attack
and
win rate
Americas in
percentage.
the title.
It's sitting at 39%
There we
for,
go.
for
I'll
Heretics,
change it.
which is not
I'll
great.
change
We
it.
look at Team Liquid's defense win round percentage, it's 90%.
Do you know-
That's insane.
Do you know
I
what
mean, I
that
changed it
tells
on
me?
Twitch.
That
I'm
tells me
gonna
Heretics
change it
are not
later
gonna
on
run
YouTube.
that Yoru jet comp if they want to start on the
Yeah, it
defense.
doesn't make sense if you start on defense, right? It's going to be very hard.
But let's talk
Apologize
about this
now?
one from Liquid,
I'm
because
so
Petra, they're
sorry.
gonna bring out the
I'm
Cypher
so
deadlock
sorry, little chatter.
possibly again. Tell me
I
what that's like on Ascent.
think
How
you're
strong
still
is
a
the
little
top
bit
Ascent
daft
team?
for assuming that
Strong on defense. It could
me
be
putting
strong
and Americas in the title would overwrite everything I've ever said.
initiator as well, but yeah.
But I understand
Yes, they're
your
used to
want
playing double
to
kill
update
ability, so
based on new
probably works
evidence.
for them.
They love that stuff. Now, one thing that I think they don't really do when they with their double senti is they don't really stack the Cypher deadlock, right? We see them kind of separate them a lot.
-2 apology.
I
I still
wanna
think
see
it's
them
pretty
do
daft to not
something.
just assume it's a
Give the
mistake,
cheese
but
more cheese.
all right,
'Cause if you're
listen,
gonna bring the
I did
cheese,
make a
you know,
mistake.
it better be some
My
good
bad.
cheese. I don't want to see that mozzarella, that basic
Are they
stuff.
predicting this
Give
for
me
the
some,
next
like,
map, or is this
cheese.
overall series?
But that's the other thing. There's a lot of tape.
Next
on
map
what
is
Liquid like to
Ascent,
do
right?
On this Ascent, and knowing that Heretics probably doesn't bring the double duelist.
I'm
again,
feeling
what
pretty
can
good
they
about
realistically bring
Liquid.
That's going to be good against this double
But
senti? What are your some of your favorites?
we'll see.
Petra?
Like, I think I'd be like, for this map in particular, I think I'd be like 60% Team Liquid
So, I mean, I
for
know that we
Ascent.
were playing the
I
way
think
they
that Team
did,
Heretics
just
are going to
whether
have a
or
bad
not
attack
they
side
go down
again.
that route again, right? I think Miniboo didn't look so confident on it. It's as if he didn't
JCC.
have enough time to
Fnatic
actually get
Sao
the reps in
Paulo
on playing the way
2023 will
but
probably
I
will
think
go
he's in
down as
such a
their
good
absolute
headspace
peak
right
in
now that if he
performance.
wanted to dive in on
Fnatic's
that
best
Waylay,
year
like,
in my
I
opinion.
wouldn't be
Yeah, I don't think
annoyed
that's too much of a
if
hot
they
take in
decided to go
terms
back
of the
to that
best
path.
year.
The KO
But
as
their
well.
Sao
They
Paulo, I
have
don't think was as good as their
good one.
Tokyo.
Yeah, but it's always
I think
been a bit
Tokyo
weird with
was
KO
their
on the
best
team because you
performance.
had Vut in the past saying he doesn't like
They
learning lineups, he doesn't
absolutely
remember
dominated
lineups, so
Tokyo.
then Boo has to play the KO, and then
Nah.
you know the knock-on
But
effect of that is a bit
I think,
weird.
yeah,
But I like the
2023
table shot, as
was
Rian stares
outrageous for them.
into my souls. What am I thinking, Rians? What am I thinking? I mean, I'm
He's
always.
telling us he's not playing Tejo, I think.
Do you reckon he's trying to communicate
Hot take,
that?
Leo
I
became
mean,
some
he can play
absurd
anything, right?
mythological
He's the kind of
Valorant
player that
deity.
it's
He
very
wasn't that
similar
highly
to
rated
Leo,
while he was
where
actively
if he
playing.
plays the Sova
I agree with your
crappy
take,
days, it's gonna be
but
a
I
great
do
day
think
on
he
the
was
server.
highly rated while he was playing. But I mean, famously by like us and EMEA players, not so much by the entire
world.
world.
With Team Heretics is they've played a lot of best of fives, they've lost a lot of best of fives, and they've won a lot of map ones.
Like there was that clip of Boostio saying that he doesn't think Leo's the best player in the world after there was a lot of conversation about him being.
They completely baited us.
But I do think he's ascended to mythological deity status.
I don't know. It depends what they prepared, I guess. They probably did prepare, otherwise.
A mistake to start on defense? No, I definitely don't think it's a mistake to start on defense. Their defense looked way better than their attack side. This comp looks like it's an attack side comp because you've got two duelists, but it's not. The map is just way too good on defense side.
As many rounds as they can on the defense, and I'm expecting to see a lot of set things that they've got coming into this. Yeah, I'm wondering if they just decided
America's Glazers were arguing Com was the best in the world? No shot.
I think they need to be very proactive on the defense.
Who the hell was arguing that Com was the best in the world?
I mean, this is definitely a risk as well.
Maybe like Demon 1 or something.
One that Heretics have historically not had the greatest.
Com was getting clowned on even when he was winning.
1-0 up right now. It could potentially
Finesse last year at Champs said that Com was the best player in the world. What's he huffing?
Well, all records out the
I mean, was he meaning that like as a hyperbolic statement? Like an exaggeration after he got some incredible flank lurk play and he was like, oh my god, this guy's the best player in the world.
He won against that man. I don't know what the stats were for last map, but I bet they're not quite as impressive. That was unbelievable.
I could imagine him saying it in that context.
Liquid's pick, and somewhere that they look a lot stronger.
Yeah, for sure.
All right,
I think
let's have a look at what they're doing here.
This squad is I feel like they definitely have the ability to reset themselves. Like I think that they've got experienced players like
I think pressure is on Liquid here a little bit to make the double Sentinel comp work, and also you saw how aggressive Team Heretics were previously. They're buying double Sheriff and they're going to be facing mid, so you need to either deal with this or avoid it by doing a fast B-pop, and they've got their Omen on the other side of the map, so I can't imagine they're going to be doing a fast B-pop.
Move on, get into your map choice.
Well, here it is, the pistol round.
Instantly TPing into tiles.
From this defensive side.
They're going to react in and leave their Omen to backstab. So that's a cool idea. Interesting idea from Kiko.
The highest earnings, therefore he is the best player. That's how it
Big
works,
entry.
right?
Big entry.
Very clean.
Tom has the highest earnings, therefore he's the best player. Yeah. Earnings check. Earnings check.
Still waiting around. Currently
it's a really important pistol. Attack side pistol is massive for your chances of winning, I think, on Ascent.
From this point onwards, it's going to be difficult. Talk about the difficulties at time of that double Sentinel when it's on the attack, but once you get into
TF2 earnings check. I've got more TF2 earnings than Com does, therefore I'm the better player. I like gaming in general.
At this stage for Rians, it's all about just finding some extra orbs, getting a few extra credits while you do it, and maybe even earning some style points.
Yeah, man, one by one, guys.
You really just don't want to be walking into this guy's cross.
Dude,
I mean,
B-side Riens is just fucking little bitch. It's crazy, bro. Like, this guy.
Well, he did lose the round as well.
There's something about Team Heretics.
Yeah, but he's about to have ult.
Wow, imagine watching that and being like, yeah, but you lost the round.
What do you mean? He just got a bunch of 1-by-1 exit kills. Are you pogging right now?
It looked cool. Oh, it looked cool.
It looked fine.
Wait a minute. TMV is bullying Sideshow for being too negative. What is this?
I know, it's crazy. Anytime I'm negative,
Shio, you haven't spent enough time around Sideshow. He is so negative.
But
he's always harping on you for like being the fucking negative Nancy.
He is. TMV is the negative Nancy. Imagine projecting about projecting. Couldn't be me. Couldn't be me. Ha ha. Alright, so they've used salvo here, and used the salvo to push somebody out of the smoke, and that way you get a free wall down as well. So this wall is like guaranteed to, you know, stabilize. Nat's position is now the most important, really. Right, you know someone's in there. Bit weird for Nats to challenge that, I think, but he was getting crunched from all sides, so he had to make some level of a play. And give the weapon to Woot. So now you have to break door and you have to break the fucking deadlock wall in order to retake through that. So otherwise everything comes through heaven. Mirage, thank you for the 2 months.
Round like this, it would be a different story altogether. They're being contained on that attacking side. Riens Sheriff in hand. A 4-piece here would traumatize the Team Liquid side. He's only good for one. Boo up top. They're already spotted. Now they've seen him. Now they know he shouldn't be getting anything done.
Boo should probably die to that, to be honest.
For him.
Yeah,
he will
does.
go down to it. Only 2
All right.
players drop Team Liquid. That's a little bit of a better round for them. Bringing forward the 2 decent rifles. The Spectre into this coming round.
Do they have a strat prepped for the bonus that's going to be effective?
And it does mean that your bonus round is going to be a bit weaker than you'd like.
29% of bonus rounds. That is rough. That is rough. People used to win this amount of bonuses. Oh, fuck. I paused the round. People used to win this amount and it was like normal. But the win rates on bonus rounds would be going up and up.
Because a lot of teams aren't playing them as bonus rounds.
Because people have been optimizing a lot.
But that's a different story altogether. Liquid have been playing it safe.
All right. You forced the TP away from the Yoru just in case they got suppressed. Whoa, deleted. It's looking nice right now for Liquid. They're going to try to refight instantly. Good shot from Root. Good shots from Root.
But they still might lose even if they've got the right idea.
Yeah, I mean, they did enough damage and they don't have the biggest setup now.
That wall's going to
That
reinforce.
wall's almost down.
Benji, he's thinking about it. Asking Rienz to hold his back? No.
Is Patty going to full bait, though? That's the question.
Oh, now that they've killed Nats, they're not thinking about a lurker.
Oh, he drones.
Yeah, they're not thinking about a lurker once.
As soon as they
That's really
flashed
nice.
up the little graphic of, oh, Liquid never win a bonus. First for Heretics.
Is exactly what they needed to get right back on the horse.
That's a wild entry.
Yeah, that's a great
Extremely good entry.
Again, mentioned on Des the difficulties of this double senti. You don't really have a whole lot of information other than Serial's kit, and then what you can find with that solo drone. So you're even more reliant.
I do love that, though. I do love that. Because you think that Nats is going to be the lurker there. When Nats dies, when you confirm that he's playing on site, you're just not worried about the cat player at all. And Paddy's still going to be able to play late round, even if he plays the latest lurk of all time. He's still going to be able to have like salvos on site and stuff. Honestly, I think, I know it seems insane to say, but I think this is already over. You're losing pistol and bonus. Like, this is going to be an insane uphill struggle for a team that was doing really badly on their attack side. This map might end up being just as dominant as the previous one the other way.
Quiet, but I might have heard him say Heretics skill. Maybe someone did show him that clip. And if they did, that's a big mistake for Team Heretics.
There's the jinx. No, it's not a jinx. It's just
4-0 start. Seems locked in.
this is gonna be like a, I don't know, like a 13-7 or some shit.
I'm not angry. I'm disappointed. And then
I'm overreacting like crazy.
On this next map, so
But the comps and the map,
looking like a 4-0 start, similarly to what we saw in that last
it's
map.
the worst start you
Runaway
could
with them on
possibly
the
get for
attack side,
Heretics.
and we know how devastating this defensive side composition can end up.
And look at how they're going to snowball here, too. They're about to get up to the Deadlock ult. They have the Teho ult already. They're... Like, Serial's already hunting to try to get up to his ultimate. So he's going to be at worst one away. In fact, he actually gets it. They're orb maxing real nice. Onto the ults that are the most important to snowball, too.
Heretics need like
10.
a lot of defensive rounds.
Yeah, they need like 10.
I was just thinking. Like,
It's...
I literally said they might already have enough.
that's what I just said to my chat. My chat's like, overreacting much? All three of us saying the same thing. This game looks like it's already over.
Yeah, let's go, man.
Just, actually, let's just fucking end Ascent already.
Like double senti, we only need 9 on defense.
yeah.
I gotta see that cosplay, Tom.
Something is rotten in the state of Denmark.
Operator in play.
Whoa! Serial just flicked him. And they still keep both of their important ults online as well. They still have the Deadlock ult, still have the Teho ult.
Camo to be dropped. You look at the ultimates that are available. The Armageddon, Annihilation, 2 high-impact damage-dealing ults of very different degrees. There's not a lot of good places to stand if you're on the Heretics
Oh,
side.
is he gonna ult Boo?
Good rounds now. Looks like we're seeing Serial in full screen.
Nice DPR.
Good dodge. Good dodge.
They don't know about it.
Barely avoiding that annihilation. Hunter's Fury sent through as well.
I love that trip so much.
It's actually a
Oh
buff.
my god.
Oh, Serial's had a round here.
Out of the smoke. Serial with another. And now this round
Oh my.
Oh, actually, let's go next. Guys, if you've got any your taxes to do or something, go and do them.
Oh, is it too soon now? How soon is too soon?
If you've got like laundry or dishes or something like that to do, I'd recommend doing it right now.
Who was it? Who told him? Because
Yeah, 'cause
Oh
Heretics
my
still
god,
might
that's
win, like,
nasty.
5 rounds on defense.
Yeah, exactly. They could still maybe even make this half even, like 6-6, but it would still probably be over.
Still be over. Yeah.
Sure, Paditex only died once. And yeah, the stat to back up what I was mentioning earlier, Liquid, 75% post-plant win rate on Ascent. And it is just, look at the comp. You get into post-plant with this comp, you have to first get past the sensors, or the trips, depending which way around. And then
The EMEA crowd feeling pretty fucking good out there, actually. The coordinated Icelandic clap, I mess with that.
You know, there's a lot of good players.
Taxes in mid-May? Yeah. The UK tax year ends in April. Get onto them in May. I've already done mine for last year. Be an adult. Get ahead of them.
You're that kind of guy, are you?
I'm actually not, but this year I decided I'm gonna be that kind of guy. Because every year it gets to the deadline and I'm like fucking panicking and shitting.
Well, you don't have to do it at the deadline.
Well, but there's no in between for me. I either do it immediately or I'm gonna postpone it. So just do it immediately.
I do mine when it kind of like it's getting closer to the deadline. I'm like, that's coming up. I should probably do that now.
Yeah.
That would require him 3K clutching out several rounds in a row. But still, those things are not online right now.
When I do it early, I get scared around the deadline that I'm remembering that I did it wrong. I mean, you might be overthinking it.
I would be scared if you did it early that you were like, wait, did I do it this year? That would be,
But then you just look in your emails and see whether or not you paid HMRC. Or like you get like a email saying you've submitted your self-assessment form.
I think the operator was a huge part
But don't you get the emails that are like, congratulations on moving your company to Jersey?
Well done, you avoided 8 billion in taxes this year. First of all, what kind of enterprise am I running out here? Oh, okay.
Just as I claim, he's
You got to start getting on the board if you have any hope for Heretics.
Back into the fray. Team Liquid now with a 2-man disadvantage.
No, don't start bringing us back. This is what we wanted to avoid.
All I'm saying is, I'm just talking about shreds of hope. I'm not saying there's any real hope. I'm just saying, like, you know.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, there's so many annoying spots.
Miniboo was sort of the ruse. He was just meant to hold the line a little bit for the rest of the team. And while Nats has tried to be cheeky and been met with a paranoia, they haven't baited out the one thing that is on the other side, and that's the utility.
Oh, hello.
That's a bit whiffy. That's a bit whiffy. Can I get a count? I paused by accident.
Yeah, crowd clapping.
Okay.
Hair clips.
Okay.
Hair clips, close.
Yep.
So many players would top, but he realizes
Thrifty. 2, 1, 0.
Keep counting.
31, 25, 24, 22, 6.
Okay, I'm with you. I'm actually with you. We popped off.
From our replay team as well. What's that? They wanted to make sure that we finally saw Clove today, because we won't be seeing them in the server.
Whoop pulls out the AWP. Whoop was looking great with the AWP.
They're in the crowd.
But Camo did hit a ridiculous entry onto Boo playing in this exact same position a couple of rounds ago. An ad in the middle of the game? Okay, first of all, I'm sorry. I'd like to apologize. Second of all, I've already told you this game's over. It doesn't fucking matter.
God, I should start doing that. Oh, sorry, guys. I've decided this game's over.
We're just running adverts for the rest of it.
Yeah. The next 20 minutes will be pure ads.
They didn't even break the sonic sensor in A main. Like, Boo heard it go down, but he couldn't break it with a wall bang, and now it's just up.
Right now, I was going to say it doesn't have a way out, but he's waiting for the drone. And we'll...
They're gonna think he's TP'd out. Okay, maybe he just doesn't want to TP out.
I mean, no, he got suppressed.
An audacious
Oh,
play.
never mind.
Overstays is welcome. 2 players on site. They haven't
Oh.
Holy camo.
Boo's dealt with. They don't expect the second. Rians gets the jump on the first.
This
Man,
looks
Rian's
as
not gonna
dominant as
fight.
map 1 the other way around.
Yeah, the other way. Yep.
Yeah, no, this is more dominant. They're just literally running them, like running them
Yeah,
down.
running them down like dogs.
There's no like suspenseful 1v1. There's no will they, won't they. There's no tension. There's no romantic storyline.
In trying to force those will cripple your economy coming into the next, especially with 150 left on Woot. There's no choice.
In all of these stats that they show, Team Liquid looks like an average or even below average team. How are they still doing this good this season? It's called EMEA is a Mickey Mouse region, okay?
I understand that when you are
Even an under-average team can farm in EMEA.
With this sort of composition, when you're running a double duelist on defense, you need some of that individual flair, but I don't know if
They need to put like a
someone
vibes, just the vibes like.
The actual reason is probably because they just happen to be running stats that make Liquid look bad.
Like put a stat
But
for Liquid, but then
the
like, get a
overall
guy
stats
there,
are not. I mean, not that I've
in a
looked at
fucking
them.
beanie hat that just like says some shit without any knowledge whatsoever. Get me in the EMEA. Let me just say some random ass shit for every stat we have. Oh, rip.
The other reason that their stats are going to be bad compared to other regions, like for example, when they're saying, you know, compared to all of the teams at Toronto, Liquid's at the bottom. The more competitive your region is, the worse your stats are going to be, right? Because you're playing closer games, you're playing against harder opponents, that kind of stuff. So that's why you would see teams like EDG, for example, have the world's most ridiculous stats heading into every tournament, even the ones that they didn't do very well in, because they were farming.
Okay, we went back to Haven for a round.
Yeah, 6-6, 6-6.
Most of those were just kills through smokes. I'm not getting excited about that. I'm not getting excited about that.
I mentioned in the last
Yeah, that's right. All teams could just be mid, but considering the level of regional parity we've seen at the global levels, Cheddar Wob, generally it indicates actually that you're in a harder region, rather than just all the teams in your region being mid. But yeah, that could be another result of stats being skewed like that.
It's at least something.
But I think in general, I think that would be an unfair take, even though I said it as a joke earlier. Alright, we've seen this play before, where they run down mid with the Gravnet, clear out market. That's a strange swing for Nats. Had he already used both cages?
Gets his reward.
Must have done.
Trouble. A lot of space taken, but it's aware. On Team Heretics, they were watching it the
Woot
whole
is
time.
good with the op.
Woot picking off Kiko. Mini Boo wrapping around as they're worried about the op. Misses his shot, and that's okay. Back out of that position, uses Util to reclaim some space.
Back online.
And distracts for Woot. Ooh, Serial's frying on this map, actually.
Dude.
For Serial as he's stepping up, but needs an ace to close this round out. Suspecting
you know they're both there.
Another player on site will give him an opportunity.
Don't know where Benji is though.
It's passive play from Team Heretics. Oh, never mind.
He can make it in.
Oh my god. What a round from Serial. Wait, is that a bad wall? That, no, it's a good wall. It's fine. Yeah.
Every single piece of the kit is available.
You have to catch the kill on Serial before he makes a noise somehow.
But I like this reposition from Serial.
Hello? What? There's no way! Why are you swinging before you ult?
I thought he was just going to hold on to it, but has tried to fire it directly.
Why not just, if you're going to do that, press X as soon as you hear a bullet shot. Why are you fucking waiting?
It is going to be clipped, but not for the right reasons.
Yeah, I mean, in his head, he's visualizing Nats spamming and then running away.
Yeah, he's
so he has
of, like,
to swing.
Accidentally dying from like spam.
But that's fine. Even if he runs away, that's 15 seconds of time bot.
To be honest, I mean, he still played really well in that round, but that is... I don't think he thought it was even possible for him to be able to get through that wall. I don't know.
He has to break the wall too. It's over.
That's crazy.
I don't even know.
That's the worst thing. He didn't even get to use it.
Listen, they never talk about Lightning McQueen in the first 49 laps. They only care about the 50th lap, right? So Serial fucks up there. I don't remember the other 3 kills. Straight up.
Yeah, true. I base my life off the Cars 2 movie.
Yeah.
puts himself in a position.
Especially the bathroom fight scene.
The bathroom fight scene in Cars.
Oh, one of the greatest pieces of media ever created.
You're talking about Mission Impossible, no?
Him swinging and just shooting him, that makes a lot of sense.
Where he reloads his biceps, dude, that shit is so lit. Imagine having to reload your biceps, bro. Holy fuck.
It was him almost winning it individually.
I've got to be honest with you, chat. I've never watched Cars 2. I'm going to assume it was not a good
This is the form that we were looking for
movie.
from Serial coming into the league. What we heard about him in the background, he's a strong individual player, someone that many have questioned whether he could do down on that stage. Well, here today, he's off to a flying start.
I know there's a bathroom fight scene because people in my chat have talked about it before.
I feel like Nats has more phantom kills than most people.
I don't know anything else about Cars 2.
Oh, because he's a spy. Okay, I get it.
There we go. Immediate TP towards the spawn. They found a gap that's not really being battled for.
Last time, they just owned Benji and Miniboo. Well, that's much better. That's a really good setup.
This guy's putting down the nastiest little rat kill trips now.
Even if they get 6, though, and win pistol,
This is dangerous. Now we're
I don't believe.
And pistol.
I still don't believe. 8-6 up.
3 rounds in a row.
8-6 up going into your bonus. I don't think so.
No, yeah, Heretics need attacking pistol.
Heretics need all current, like, both rounds at the end of the half and pistol. And probably a bonus win before, I believe.
No shot. I feel like even though I'm
their
Liquid
attack
kills,
looked
like,
really bad last time.
They have a chance. They have a chance. It's a team that can just lock the fuck in.
You guys aren't Ascent pilled enough. It's over.
Oh, I've watched plenty.
Team Liquid bias is out of my mind. But at the same time,
I've also watched Team Liquid crumble many situations, and Heretics be very good.
Oh, dude, Serial's form is ridiculous.
Yeah, just don't put him in a 1v1 and
don't let him use Deadlock Ultimate.
Going to put things back in their favor. Serial and Nats, the double.
Okay, that's an unfortunate flash.
From behind. It seems though that Miniboo is well aware.
If he doesn't flash, he gets the kill.
To be in this corner, and now for the remaining 2, they can
I
try
mean,
and
don't even plan for it.
This is not planted in a position that Nats can really
That's
do
not a
anything
good plan
about.
spot, but they didn't know.
Yeah, where it was planted to say dice, he swings, what the fuck?
Yeah, where's the plan?
The game plan of Team Liquid, getting ahead of that fight, coming out of the smokes. It looked for a minute a bit silly. Boo, he's crouched down, he's caught by the net, and Rienz
they really are relying on these smoke kills to win these rounds. I swear to God, this is the 4th round when they started the first one of them.
Yep.
About them flashing out.
Oh, that's a nasty shot. That's a headache type of fucking situation. What the hell?
That allows them to find a couple of
I mean, Heretics are still looking like they've got positive morale, but this game's over. Did anyone tell them? Has anyone told Team Heretics the game's already over?
The people who you told to go do some laundry are going to be very mad.
They're fucking not going to be mad because the game's already over. There's another smoke kill. Oh, he got caught.
Does still get caught by the net, but completely
Got to be worried about the artist
Doing a
spot.
scan? Oh, their scan. Oh my God, Boots.
Ooh, only got one.
Oh my God.
Fuck, Boo.
No,
He's got grav netted and Cypher ulted. You just, that's a GG.
Boo's not gonna have bullets for this. He has to use all his bullets for the wall.
He's got 35 bullets, Miniboo.
The ult online for Serial.
Okay, Serial, you've got ult. You've got ult.
Go on, redeem yourself, Serial. It's the final round. Rip that fucker. As soon as Cam takes contact... Oh, never mind, Cam got broken. As soon as the trip gets broken, then. Rip it, rip it. Rip it. Rip the ult. All right, here it is.
Does he get half? He
could get half. What is Paddy doing? Why was he so slow?
Parental controls. They kicked in.
Oh, Miniboo whiffed. Whiffy Boo. I mean, it's over. The game's over. I'm telling you, even if this was 6-6, the game's over. But especially at 5-7, the game's over.
But it should have been so much more. A decent resurgence coming.
Are they playing on the Tejo nerf patch? No. They are playing on the old patch, same as everybody else for playoffs. And then it swaps after this, after the grand finals of EMEA. Something that's good about the deadlock ult that I'm not seeing Serial do is that you can like be moving a lot more while you're ulting. He's stood still. He's like stood still holding an angle as if he's got a rifle when he's inside of his deadlock ult. Like fucking move around, jump and move and bob and weave and shit, and so that they can't just peek you and one tap you. And you're like minimum you're trading. Minimum you're shooting at the same time as you die. And they die. Don't say that with the last deadlock ult's movement. Fair enough. He did move a bit too much with the previous deadlock ult. But all good. All good. It doesn't even matter. He's going to get some ridiculous lineup ult kill through B main or some shit on defense. And we're going to be like, oh my god, greatest deadlock. Toronto draw after the finals? Yes, but after the grand finals. Not today. Tomorrow. And a reminder that I'm not going to be co-streaming tomorrow. It's my wedding anniversary, and I will not be streaming video games on my wedding anniversary. So...
has Heretics ever actually even won a best of 5 before?
Cringe! Yes, they've won a best of 5, though their win rate will be very poor. They've never won a grand final, though.
A grand finals, no, yeah, okay.
Welcome back.
Random
2
question.
rounds in it. It was looking like a dominant map for Team Liquid, but there's still some fight in Heretics here on Ascent. After a 13-3 opening map, we know what happens when Heretics get the ball rolling, but now Tom...
Mitch LLC, thank you for the 7 months. I hope your business is going well, that limited liability company that you've got formed over there. Got my picks, Team Heretics. Go Knicks, we win in the chip. Knicks in 6. 90% defense win rate on Ascent. Same pistol, pretty much. A 4-player stack in mid instead of a 3-player.
Why? I don't understand.
Do they know this happens?
Everyone does this pistol. Why does everyone try and fight it?
Yeah. I mean, Liquid didn't. They just went B, and it worked.
Hold up.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. Win the 2v4.
Somehow turning.
TMV crying, pissing, shitting. Heretics decide to win.
Hold up, Nats got this on the timing.
Ooh, does he think they've gone A though?
Off the cage right now. Use your ethereal fucking powers. Just know.
As soon as this trip gets broken, what do? Back down mid?
Top cage.
Not too long. Benji's gonna have that cam back.
Yeah, you have to go back down mid.
And with that available for the post plant, they can play Boathouse.
You don't really want to flank with your cage be mid.
Youngest
Try Wizzy, what's up?
Both players
I think he knows they're both psych because they didn't close the door.
Should I sleep or watch the rest of EMEA?
It's 3 a.m. Do you have any responsibilities?
Yeah, he's making a complete
the day after.
In the previous map.
The cam is going to give it away. Second he makes this cross. Benji will have the information, even has the tag, and they peek him together.
They were both one
What a
shot.
resurgence from the side of Heretics around the
All right, well, one pistol.
until that
One
smiley
pistol.
duo of
It's the
Benji
weekend.
and
Some people
Pat.
work on the weekends.
12-7 and Side was like, I don't believe.
From Liquid on the defensive side
This is
incredibly
over.
tough to play against. It's almost reductive in what you're able
I have
to
work,
do.
but I
Like,
work
if
from
you're
home and I only have to do
dash
4 to 5
in,
hours.
maybe you're met by a trip,
Stay
maybe
up,
you're met
watch
by
the
a
game. It's
sensor.
gonna be
Either
electric.
way, it's difficult. Then you try and take
It's gonna be
the lead.
electric,
Mini
youngest
Blue
Try
position where
Wizzy.
He's teleported into a site and there's a wall in the way. It really is tough to try and
Does sound
find
like you've got a
gaps
good
in the
deal there
defensive
as well.
side.
Work from home, 4 to 5
Pistol at least
hours.
gives them that
Not
little bit of an
bad, not
extra
bad.
boost.
And you can understand the logic to Team Liquid still taking those fights. They can reset into a 2-2
I
setup
hate the
where
noise that gun
passive
makes.
on a site,
Holy
close
shit.
and have the fight.
Oh my god, there's a Guardian
It's
ace.
an anti-ego,
Why not?
but an ace is an ace,
Give it to him.
and Orbs in his back
Give it to
pocket.
him.
That's
Dude,
a
his
hell of a
stats are going to be
start.
ridiculous.
Guardian just
Because he got the
shredding through those
4K
unarmored
against the eco. He's if you look actually, this is going to be so funny. If you look afterwards, Rien's is going to have a massive difference between his like ACS and KD and his rating. Because the number one thing the VLR rating hates is eco kills. And he's got like 9 eco kills.
He's a lover, yeah.
He's literally got 9 out of 19 eco kills.
That's fucking wild.
Oh, actually, I suppose it wasn't eco though, because it was on the pistol. They were exit.
It was on pistol.
Oh, yeah. So maybe the VLR rating will think they're good, even though they're exit kills.
It gives Woot that opener.
Woot was is dead to rights there with the salvos hunting him down either way. Wanted the pick for his trouble, but won't find it. A big
Isn't this a
play
bad
for Team
trip?
Heretics. Rian's with an ace versus the anti-eco, but now
A
it's
bad
the
trip?
rifles they
What,
play
push
against.
B?
The
Like,
A
you can still
pressure,
see people on
the poke
cat
there too, has
before you run
found
into
a
the
big
trip.
rotation.
I think
Only
it's
now
the other way
we'll see
around.
how
It's
to
for
take them back
ending
to
B.
clear mid. One spotted.
So it's
Second
like,
suspected
for
to be
people coming
side
around on the
under
flank, they
pressure.
can't see B
Attack
main before they hit the trip properly.
almost taken out. And there are weaknesses to this buy for Heretics, but the numbers are the main disadvantage now. A 2 versus 4 that they're left in. And a
Oh,
great
it's the
rebound.
counter
Like,
Tejo
they are
missiles as
all
well.
over
True, because
this.
that makes a lot of sense.
Quick response.
Yeah, shock dart,
That's
tail missiles, that kind of stuff.
Not being
The evolution
over-aggressive,
of
just making
Valorant.
sure that he can hold that line, and Benji is all that stands between them and reclaiming their lead. They're actually happy for him to have the site. Not something they're particularly bothered about, and while he's trying to get there as quietly as possible, but the only real thing he's hoping for is a gap. He has found a massive gap.
Wait, what
potentially.
the-
One down, the second not quite
No
coming his
way.
That was quite funny, didn't it? Just Nats doing a little...
That's so
That could have been the
silly.
difference maker.
He's got the side of Nat's head, the back of Patty's head.
Esports dunk behind the scenes at VCT America.
They're all looking. Hello.
Oh my god.
Hi, mine.
Tenants and steal a few things that you think they won't notice.
I've never said that, Miles. Never said that in my life. That was a worrying round for Liquid.
He has the freest picks of his life. That could have been a 3K spray down into spawn. What a recovery. And
The fact that he had
one of the
two of those
factors that we
moments in
looked at
one
as well,
round
he
is
hasn't been
puzzling.
online quite as much. Well, here in this half, he certainly has been. That's the lead for Team Liquid, 8-7. But they were up against the light buy, and they struggle, they stumble, and it's this man to make them crumble in that round. Luckily, they recovered.
They struggled, they
just in time.
stumbled, and this man made them crumble.
Their economy takes a big
Blood's
hit, and
cooking
a
up an
loss here
entire
could give
fucking
Heretics
dessert
the
over
lead in the
there.
next.
3 sets of light
Oh.
shields.
Nice start. The smoke's clear, guys. Smoke's clear, guys. Boo, don't worry.
How did Rienz even land it there?
There is not.
I don't even know how that's possible to land that there. What? How did that
It's like a
even...
perfect dart.
Yeah, how did that even...
Progressing into middle.
How-
There are
how's
a
that
fair
even
few
close
pieces
to
missing
happening?
in this round, and this outlaw is as deadly as ever. They're gonna
Oh,
go swinging
God.
into it.
TP
And those are
away.
just easy picks from Minibu. That's the damage.
I mean, that's
that Benji
incredibly
caused
good
in the last
damage from the
round.
previous
They
round
couldn't
from
afford
Benji.
those heavier shields. And while those are the freest kills he might get all day.
That's really good.
That guy deserves
I
an
suppose
assist
that
for
could
that
actually
up
be
on
a
the
turning
scoreboard.
point.
He's not going to find it though.
I'm
He'll be. He has
I'm not believing, but I'm
He'll be happy enough if they win
wondering.
this
I'm
round. Damage
curious.
done, and he's
I
dealt
mean-
with in the end. The spams through the wall.
Sorry,
from
what are you
all
curious
those
about?
Players on top mid.
whether there's a flicker of
Versus
hope
two. Seems
based
like the
on
hard work's
the
being done.
damage
It's a
Benji did
formality.
into the outlaw kills
Attempt
in
to
this
close
round.
this out. The Cage saw
Yeah.
nothing.
They're going to be at 8-8, probably 9-8.
There's a
Shouldn't still be
player
possible,
just
but
around
it
the
might be.
corner. Boo won't quite catch him. Players on site may well
Don't
do.
troll this.
One for
I mean, what
Nats.
does this mean for
Don't
the
troll
series?
this. What the fuck are they doing?
He's down to 17 HP.
Oh, stay on that camp
The
for a second
space
more.
has been claimed for the plant. Wow. Close.
Oh, you saw two.
Really don't want to give this man
One unknown.
anything.
But he knows that Boo retreated.
Cam's
Back.
still set up for the corner.
Obviously,
Don't
that's
know
the
he's even
teammate.
looking middle main.
Trying to get information to
Nice
that back
cover.
site. But they're now just looking to lock in. Ultimate for Ian's.
All the
but probably
timing.
not going to be utilized in this scenario.
Oh,
Now the
God.
gap's been found by Kiko, but
Nah,
this
all
leaves
good,
Nats
all
He
good.
knows he's
still
main.
desperately low.
Yeah, they're fine.
They made this
They're
one
fine.
costly, or more so he has. But anything more from here should be an impossibility, and Rian's make sure of it. The safest pair of
8-8.
hands you could hope for, right at the top of the board in terms
Okay.
of clutch statistics, but that won't add to
So Benji plus the
No,
outlaw
he
have
still had
actually
a
won
buddy
them
helping him
probably
out.
2 rounds here.
Boo with the late mid play was a thorn in the back.
How the fuck? What did that
So
bounce
far.
off?
What an unbelievable reveal, and thank you so much
Great
for
recon.
popping that in the replay. There was no need, and otherwise,
What happened to the
very
13-7?
impressive round from
Well,
Rianz.
it could still be a
Picks up that
13-8.
three-piece and a round for the side of Heretics. You have to question Serial going
They're on
back
an
out.
eco.
You
If they
hear
convert
the
this eco,
bang
they're
of the
taking the
outlaw.
lead.
You know you've got
It
both
seems
shields
very
set up
unlikely
to swing and trade,
that
but
it's
there
gonna be
are
a 13-8.
barrels to that sniper rifle.
Yeah.
But
And
it's
it fires
possible.
quite quickly indeed.
Hey, he's been hitting headies. I appreciate the confidence, but that confidence may end up being
Classic,
what I'm doing. Right now,
Team
it's been a
Liquid
very
thrifty
aggressive
round
defensive
coming
side.
up?
We talked
Is
about
this
how
it?
difficult it can be to
Oh.
walk into.
Well, that's the start.
How have you called that one? That's a disgusting opener.
Offensive crossfires. Well, so far,
Holy
I don't
shit,
think
got
they've
a bit
been
lucky
able
there.
to do so. A lot of it has
Yeah.
been Liquid trying to get up in their face.
Oh, that's a good paranoia.
What they're doing now. And this
Oh, Rian's dodged it
blind.
somehow.
with the weaknesses, the vulnerabilities of Rian's.
They didn't even take that much damage. Half damage on both.
Forward, if he doesn't react as quickly as he does to that paranoia, this round was in a
Don't
lot
check.
of trouble.
Yes.
The pressure put on B. So many players rotated in there for Team Liquid, and those pistols coming around would have been upgraded quite quickly indeed. But nothing.
Well, you're
goes the way
13-7
of
13-9. 13-9 probably.
9 rounds now.
Probably they only get 9.
Team Liquid have been able to find
Probably they only get 9. Oh, you guys are gonna be so fucking. You're gonna look so silly when it's like 13-9. And then
Listen, I'm calling it.
You are-
14-12. 14-12. It's one of those games.
As
It's
soon
one of
as
those
rifles
games.
get online, as soon as we get rifles and full armor, Heretics are only gonna win one more round.
This looks like a ranked
He's on
game.
25 kills. How
So
many
like
are
from
equals?
here, Heretics only win one more round. So I'm actually predicting a 13-10.
I was told at 1:30 p.m. Eastern time, Kiko wakes up. That's what I was told. It's
What, is he a
currently
fucking-
1:27 p.m.
A CIA sleeper agent.
Liquid's choice. One where they were definitely favored. Well, Camo's at least
Oh,
gonna
that's a
keep
good
it.
trade.
Camo's
Response
safe
even
dashes
more into a
afterwards
smoke,
have
dashing
been
away.
so
Mini was
ass.
quick enough.
Why not
And
go to
he's been
market?
down. There's a good player to take out, but at the loss of Camo. But again, it's an aggressive stance. That's his sort of role within this. The rest of the team, you expect to have that util, that delay. And with the ultimates that they have available,
Does Rian's rip this?
it kind of needs to be a Liquid round. Otherwise, it does feel like Heretics have almost just got this.
It does feel like a nice round to just ult tree.
Double the rounds on the attack than every other game for Team Liquid on this. 2 other games combined.
Ooh, they don't see anything on site. Oh, now they do.
Display from this attacking side up.
Oh, you don't know where he's gone.
Wow.
Kiko manages to slip out of his grasp. That's not quite so lucky.
Still gets one.
Takes him down, and the quick
Wow.
trade,
Oh.
this mini
Good from
Serial.
Serial. He's got the ult. Okay, redemption. Redemption, brother.
Don't do it from that side. Just do the fucking normal ult off the top rope, right?
Redemption.
He did an ult!
He's getting info off the drone. He got one. He got one. He got one.
He did it.
Nice. Huge redemption for Serial. That's
Does not have
amazing.
the gen lineup for that ultimate?
But it's put it to
No.
play, and he will do the
There's
rest.
No.
Scoreline
No, he
I'm so
doesn't.
cheesed.
Liquid looking to build.
The one time we're in a fucking post-brand A, it's such a good lineup. Like, unless you walk back the door, like you get hit no matter what.
Really? What? It just lands the whole back of Cherry.
It lands the whole left gen and the back, like the back right side of gen as well, like the post right.
That's filth.
It's a very weird
Yeah.
I didn't think it was even that big.
The orb center lands like to the right of the plant, so it sees that entire lane of gen.
For this team, that is absurd. Like, it literally It wasn't even there at the beginning because of how things were going.
Whoa, they're tiles crunching.
That's Wood hitting his 1,000 kill mark as the DRX attempt. Big
And
push
Benji
coming through
gets
from Team
two.
Liquid. Benji's waiting
Camo's
for it.
kind of
He's already
baiting.
caught 2 on the main
He didn't
push.
want to run
Is he ready
in
for Camo?
and
He will
fight
be.
properly.
Fuel gives him info in time there. Is the
Dude,
info.
those
that's so
cages last
smart.
for so
Camo's
long.
moved quickly.
But look at what they're
Still
going
seeing
into.
some distraction calls
Trip,
on that side,
trip,
and now
stun,
With an ult, with an
Cam.
ult as well.
Oh, this is one of those Nats rounds where he plays inside his cages from door?
Did they see him?
Yeah, I think they saw Paddy. They did see Paddy.
Wood is quick on the trigger,
Wait.
leaving Camo to do it all. He's already picked off 2. And Ace, the entirety of Team Heretics have to fall in his hands or double.
Well, this is that one round that they're allowed to win.
And this attack side win streak
Hold
will
up.
continue.
His first battle was with the window. The rest might be a little bit tougher. 3 to find, and they're just not going to give him anything. A peek here would be an unnecessary risk that you just don't expect to see
Oh,
from
well
players of their
played.
caliber, and you could witness that he had to make a move, had to make a play. The back and forth continues. The problem, though, is that this back and forth hasn't really been doing much damage to the side of Heretics.
Yeah, they play
Their
everything so
economy
well. They
still
let
in a good
their
spot,
duelists go so
and their
far deep
ultimates
so they don't die to the fucking Nats
almost getting
bullshit.
back online rather than
This is a fighting game round for
dissipating.
Benji against
For the other
Chet.
side of
Like,
it,
Yeah.
what the
they
fuck?
invested
Dude,
a lot of
Benji
storm,
manages to hold off a
invested
tiles crunch single-handedly
Armageddon into
and
this
still
one.
get
Yeah.
2
They
kills
get
out of it.
nothing
That's
for both.
ridiculous from Benji.
Really well played by Benji as well, being able to contain that push coming towards him from 2 different angles. A Blade Storm even thrown at him. An ult that would be very much appreciated by Team Liquid in a round like this. 10-9, the biggest challenge that Team Liquid have seen on their defensive side.
Uh-oh. The game might be might be a bit real here. If you were warning, if you went away to do your laundry or your taxes, come the fuck back. Come back. Like I might have lied to you.
Honestly,
come back.
Fall asleep till 12-12. The best part about this is going to be the overtime rounds. I swear.
It's 13-10, bro. Easy for Team Liquid. That's what I was saying.
Hold on. We were saying 13-7. Now
Well,
it's
yeah.
fucking discounted to 10.
Yeah. I gave them the 13-10.
What the fuck?
Karma, thank you for the 37 months. B-Man, thank you for the 15 months as well. My favorite single-player game of all time. The one that popped into my head immediately was Sekiro.
As you mentioned earlier,
but I'm not sure that is actually my favorite. Maybe Baldur's Gate. I don't know. I don't know.
Unless maybe you flip the names.
Yeah, I think it might be about right the other way around. The story is of Rian's 26 and 12 at the moment.
That's a dirty little angle for Nats.
Display, digging deep in a moment in a map where they need it more than ever. Team Liquid struggling, and Nats traded out quickly.
1 for 1, but you've lost your 70 on defense.
Pressure put on A, big play up on B, but instead this push comes into empty space as Team Heretics gear up for this A take that is right now for free.
Oh, it's Woot's going back.
Woot hit another headshot there through the wall onto Camo. What a freak this guy is. What a freak.
At the moment, so I'm going to try and find some players as they run away, and well, you just look at
There's no one on A.
There's nobody there. Only really looking for sound cues. I think realizing with the drone that, okay, there's a few dangerous positions we're yet to check, but from here on out, it should be comfortable. The only player I'm really looking at is Serial. He's been having a great performance. A lot of it has been individual brilliance and headshots, and hey, almost working out with the salvos, but almost in a round like this doesn't really win you anything.
Exactly. All or nothing in this round here. Paranoia thrown through. It's not caught them, but and we come back to the weaponry they've got. Time delay. All that.
Probably can't afford to use the drone or anything right now.
Spike plant nice and open.
Yeah, this.
He's taking a risk.
It's a 13-11 win for Liquid. I was wrong about the score, but the game, it was over. TJ for kicks. Thank you for the 53 months.
Coke, man.
They won't be going for this. They'll be containing. They'll be looking to cause damage. Keep that
The amount of ecos they've had to play on defense, it's kind of unfair actually. Like they should
more money.
this. Yeah, with like even money the whole time.
Once he's hit that 1,000 kill mark, he just keeps on running. 11-9.
Yeah, I'm thinking at 13-11 actually though.
This is one of their
Liquid won one gun round
for them to have a map that
on the top.
came into nearly certain they would show up on, especially after the 5-0 start.
And you're thinking 13-11.
I'm thinking 13-11. Liquid have a 90% win rate on their defense side.
That means they lose 10% of the time.
Right. Well, they've already lost the 10% at this point. They lost more than 10%. Look at how many rounds they've lost. They're due for a win. They're due for a win.
This is such fucking, what is it?
Gambler's fallacy? Yeah, well, but some gamblers win. How's that for your fallacy? How the fuck is Wu getting 2 on the entry? Kill him!
Far more high impact ones in this.
The opposite of Liquid luck. This is crazy.
Good in the early round. Good when posted up.
What do they call that shit in Harry Potter? Feliz Navidad or some shit?
Yeah, it's Liquid luck. Feliz Navidad.
Oh god. Oh, gee. Oh, well, it's 14-12. It's a 14-12 kind of game. Isn't their economy crushed again? Or do they have enough money?
And I don't think he has knives either.
They should probably save. They should probably save for Icebox. It'll help them out a lot on Icebox.
Honestly, 13-6, but Icebox, not Ascent.
I'll tell you how they're playing fucking retakes so often with this comp, because Woot ran into the site and killed 2 of them.
Yeah.
They had 2 players.
I don't care about your trips. Just updraft dash over them or walk in and kill everyone. It doesn't matter if you're not going to set up for them. Like,
just a reminder, you said the game was over 4 rounds in. Yeah, and I was fucking correct. Okay, I was correct. And I don't know how it's gone so wrong.
A spot in the final awaits, a battle for a trophy, something Heretics have been looking for.
Oh, good punish, good punish. We're punishing the Yoru, the Omenalt as well, right? Yeah, good. Let's fucking go.
Nat's like, Nat's casted that round instead of shooting. What was that? He just looked at everyone.
You hit 13,
I mean, I think he was looking at the Omenal, but he commed it, right?
Yeah, but it was like, maybe it was like he thought it was a Euro clone.
In some series,
I don't know how I've managed to find myself in a position where I'm rooting for Team Liquid. Just because I made a silly statement. Like, I'm actually such a big fan of Heretics, and I'm like, fucking lose, you little sons of bitches. Lose.
Weren't you like ignoring this team and calling them Heretics at one point?
Who?
Team Liquid. You would refuse to believe that they fucking...
Yes.
You were literally...
Yes.
You replaced all their names.
Yes. When they beat Heretics in kickoff, I would refuse to call them by their names. That was a good bit. I forgot about that bit. That was a plus 2.
You have the net available. You can even go in.
Okay, 14-12. 14-12.
It's not going to be the case.
How did that round even happen?
Two more big rounds.
They tried to go fast A and
they ran into everything. This is how the rest of the round should have gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, but again, Kiko, it's past 1:30. It's time. He's woken up.
What is his sleeper agent code? I can't remember.
Feliz Navidad.
Oh, fuck! I turned him on. Turned him on. I don't think that's the phrase you use for sleeper agents, is it?
You know who Nats is. You know the performances he's been having over the last couple of games.
Classic side.
He has dragged them kicking and screaming through matches when needed, but in this case, he is down there. Kiko also struggling versus this squad.
All right, let's fucking go, dude. This EMEA crowd.
I'm not gonna care if they get into overtime. That would be the main.
You like clapping?
I do. I fuck with anything coordinated that the crowd are doing. Chants, claps, whatever. The only thing I don't fuck with that's coordinated is like TSM. You know, like boring ass chants. Boring ass shit like that. I'm not fucking with. Why are you wearing a Ascent jersey?
It looked done, and then they ended up.
Jesus Christ, who is that?
Having those moments still going to
You're okay with Let's Go Liquid? Did I say I liked the crowd saying Let's Go Liquid, Alpha Crash, or are you putting words into my mouth? Creating a fucking straw man. I said I like the clap.
Make sure that whatever we're about to do, it's impactful.
4 versus 15 aces.
4 aces for Heretics.
I mean, I
Where are your
don't.
gods now?
I don't like the clap.
Sometimes they've needed those. You look at this though. Look
One
at
of
the
my least
scoreline
favorite
I want today.
diseases.
They haven't been able to chain together 2 rounds. This somehow coming into this map, you would not have thought this
So overall,
possible to ask, can they get 2 in a row on
What?
the defense?
Big.
Team Liquid.
Oh, what a prediction! That's a nasty pred. That's so nice.
Kiko is hunted
But don't worry, Team Liquid are still going to shut this down. 14-12.
Not on site.
Bro, you just saw the phone run into that trip! Love that for Woot.
They don't know where.
What the fuck is he doing?
I did see the accolade of the Toronto team's post on Reddit. It was really good from the Chinese fans. 4 wins in the Premier League.
Yeah, they did.
He dashed right after the shot.
14-12, 14-12, 14-12. It's fucking over. The game's over, man. It's over.
Maybe my head goes missing. Maybe I give them a way back into this
I called this at fucking 6-6, by the way.
He doesn't stand a chance.
You called the 14-12 at 6-6.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's insane from you. That's insane from you.
Sometimes he could go tap it on A and take his gate crash over to B. Got none left to put down.
We're going overtime. We're going overtime.
Sitting outside the entry of A, waiting to throw that utility through and end this round.
How does the whole British crowd remember like a fucking 8-liner?
He's bald. He's fat. He sounds like a twat sideshow.
Makes it through the corner as well, but it does give him for the utility. They now know where the hit's coming through. They can hopefully contain him on that side.
The giant shotgun is going to be brought out by Serial. Might end up being his demise, but they're going to try and run through, clearing the few angles that are left, but you'd hope that this one wouldn't go unchecked. Miniboo in a bit of a sneaky spot. They've all got passage to already go his way. It's a mistake from Liquid that might just be the end of the map. Camo
He's bald. He's fat. He sounds like a twat sideshow. Sideshow.
Oh, that's a disgustingly nice attack side from them, actually. Just getting entry after entry. Oh, God. Well, that's worrying for Liquid. That is worrying for them.
Dude,
that is worrying.
Chat message and they fucking lost the 1v3. What happened?
Yep.
He let them go through a jet smoke and then...
It was a pretty nice play.
Sneak dodge.
Show me a smile. You're making me laugh. That's not fair though. Gia? Right. Matrix, show me a smile. It's the last game, honestly. Everyone accepted it, right? Be honest. Is everyone accepted it?
Yes.
Are we accepting this game? No, not a chance, right? Nothing. We're starting the game 0-1. Who cares?
But that's got to be from the beginning of this map. That wasn't from the end of Ascent. That was Nats saying, we're not accepting this map. We're starting again, 0-0, and then they just lost.
How many times can you say that? Can you say that again?
No, you can't. You gotta pull a different one from the bag. You gotta pull a different one from the bag. Oh. Guys, last time we played against these guys, we beat them 3-0. All we have to do is do the same thing again. That's all we have to do right now. It doesn't really hit the same, does it? It kind of is like, right, okay, yeah.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Was it round 21 that Woot hit the 2 ridiculous entries? Exec and A? I think it was. Goated song? I think this is the least good Valorant song. But I've got bad musical taste, so I've just got bad taste. What happened to the Liquid that destroyed Team Heretics earlier this year? Okay, hold on. Isn't that more a question of what happened to Heretics at kickoff? Like, the Heretics at kickoff was one of the worst versions. It's the worst version of this roster we've ever seen, I think. Like, this team beat Gentlemates 2-1, beat BBL, which was like their only good game that they played the whole time, and then went down to the lower bracket and just insta-lost 3-0 to... They didn't play well at kickoff. This was also where Benji Fishy pooed the bed. Actual shit in the bed sheets kind of vibes from Benji Fishy. I mean, and also, you know, we're looking at some of the other Team Heretics players down here as well, but Benji in particular was atrocious at kickoff. Like, this was not real Heretics. You can't be like, where is Liquid now? Liquid is still playing pretty well. It's just Heretics are built different. I just finished my taxes. What the fuck? Heretics won. You told me it was over? Yeah, isn't that what I said? I thought I said, like, even though they were 4-0 down, it's over. Don't worry, Heretics are winning 2-0. I did legitimately say to start the stream that this wasn't even going to 3. If my prediction's correct, Nats is going to submit a forfeit loss right now. If my prediction is correct, Nats is going to forfeit loss. Like, maybe they cheat in map 3? And then they give up?
Team Heretics continue their winning ways this time.
Yeah, I didn't think that comeback was going to happen. I thought Team Liquid's defense looked really good the last time we saw it. And somehow the raw firepower of Heretics just blasted through. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. How did that happen?
I think that Team Liquid started with a very good idea of what they wanted to do. We saw a lot of sets.
They're not just a strat-heavy dependent team, Len, but they do a lot of that kind of stuff. And then they also do a lot of, like, on-the-fly defense re-clear stuff, contact re-clear.
Yeah, I really expect them to be a little bit more proactive on defense.
It cost me 37 Bitcoin. Wow, thanks, JGW. Appreciate the bribe.
Maybe, I mean, I know people like to throw the word vibes around a lot, but Petra, I think
Can you wear boots like Yinsu's on broadcast?
Heretics, they've all got each other's back in these situations.
Yeah, definitely.
Do they make them in my
And
size?
they were
That's the
very
question.
involved in emotions were coming up. Miniboo was a bit
Could I even stand up in them? Would I be able literally to walk in boots like that? I think I'd struggle. I think I'd struggle. Do they make them in size 11 or size 10? Do they make them in size 10 male?
Heretics might still win it.
I actually cannot believe
I kind of doubt they do.
I was thinking OT, you know, towards that it was going to be OT. But Kukuga, let's take a
You get clothes provided for broadcast? So, yeah, like, at least half the wardrobe is given to us.
such an important piece to all of that. Petra, you were mentioning how
I'm very
Liverpool
out of
was
touch,
feeling
but
a little
enjoy
bit
the game
overwhelmed
and
at the
something
beginning of that.
track
Probably
by
Captain
train.
was
You were so
the
close. You were
other
so
side
close, Nips
provoking that kind
McNuggets,
of
but it's
reaction.
track by
All of
track.
this sets track
You,
with
you've
this
actually
execution,
kind of
putting
beefed the
Campbell
meme in a way that
Morris
makes you
as
sound like a
despair,
50-year-old
and then just
checking in on
having,
the kids.
Serial coming
Hey,
in with the
son,
ball and
how's the
putting a lot of
Paper X
pressure.
game going?
Left
Track
with a
by
lot of
train,
ability. Of
right?
course, Team Heretics
Okay,
wanted to
Dad.
battle out
Right,
again,
go back to watching the football.
Before the spike went even down, because playing for a retake with when a deadlock has
It would be very
already
funny for Sideshow to
after
try to
he
copy a
closes down,
Yinsu
it's only
fit.
going to be more
Surely-
and more complicated. And this is one of the
Surely we
reasons
don't
why
need to
we
attempt
saw
that.
such a
We know
strong
that it's
start
a
from the side of
bad
Team
idea.
Liquid. And then Neil called a timeout and was like, guys, I think that we don't fight them here. I think that we
I am
need to
30
choose our
years
angles
old.
a
That
little
is
bit
50 in
better.
esports
And they
years,
wanted
right?
to go
Yeah,
out.
pretty much.
This is it.
Pretty
Have
much.
Heretics finally gotten over all the trauma, Petra? Are they gonna win a trophy this year?
You would mog Yinsu in the same
Right.
fit.
There's something in the air. Maybe
I
I'm
think-
just coping a little bit, but
I
the
think
old Heretics, the one that
you're
we knew
being
previously
kind.
last year, maybe
I
wouldn't
don't
have
think
been able
that's
to
true.
recover on that map.
I
But
don't think
also,
I would.
It helps when the best player on the world is on your team, you know.
I got a
Everyone
lot
else
of
says
goose
Rian's is the
jumpers. I
best.
got a
Would you
lot of
agree,
goose
Petra,
sweaters.
is Rian's the best?
Well, it shows.
Yeah,
it's been
he's proved
proven.
it. He's
Yeah.
proved it.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think that this is
My
one of the
laundry is
maps
now
where
done. I hope nothing
Sova for
silly
such
happened
a
in the
long time
meantime.
has had so much impact.
Yeah, they got
He makes it
the
look easy at some point.
the,
because yes, he has the raw aim. He has all this
the production got the score wrong
Ultimates are
for the map break.
Always on point. He's always at least good for one. He also got
Nothing
an ace
happened,
because,
don't worry.
Why not? A little bit of the eco frags, but still, that goes into the numbers and just keeps reassuring on why Rian's is the best.
Yeah, I think Bosa summed it up the best, right? When you're in an
What was the
advantageous
real score?
situation, why is
13-8.
Rian's winning that?
Pretty sure.
You know, why is Rian's doing all these
13-8 for
things
Liquid. They
against
just
your
played a
team?
really
Because
good
he is
defense
doing all
half,
these
as they
things
have done all year.
time and time and
Like their
time
defense half, they were
again.
winning
But
90%
here
of
is
their
the million
defense
dollar
rounds. Of
question
course, they
now.
won the map.
Can Heretics keep this up? Are they going to be able to
Of course they won.
3-0 Liquid? The way that Liquid 3-0 them back at kickoff in this lower finals as well. Because if they are,
Did
they
Heretics
will be
actually
going to the
win?
grand finals
Depends
tomorrow,
what
and they'll be
universe you
going
want to
the
live
grand
in.
finals
All
with
truth
the
to some
confidence
degree
in
is
the
subjective.
world,
There
and
is
they
no
have a
objective
real
reality.
chance of getting another
The world that I
grand
live
final.
in,
Absolutely, and getting
now there
the
aren't
first
many other
trophy,
people there.
everything is aligned
It's
into
somewhat
that,
of a solo
especially if you
delusion.
Remember what is happening right now.
But
okay?
Team
Like, you
Liquid
had to
came
read
back
on
and
your-
it's a
on your
1-1
opponent.
scoreline.
Team Liquid did not pick the split, so it's kind of like in the bag. You
I just
already
tuned
got
in.
Ascent.
Did
You're
Team
about
Liquid
to
do
go on
okay,
to
or are they getting
Icebox.
dismantled?
And to me,
Unfortunately,
this
in terms
first
of
two
aim
between
dueling,
these first two maps and
apart
what we're going
from
to see now,
Serial
it's going to
putting
be a
up
big
some
difference
good
because
rounds,
We've been seeing the two teams running.
I
Team
guess,
Heretics running the
like,
double duelist, and we see
a decent amount they're shooting back, but they are also kind of getting mangled by Heretics on their attack entries.
I hope they learned from yesterday, Petra. What did you think about Heretics Icebox yesterday?
Hey son, how the fuck do you keep your mustache looking good? Mine just grows straight out from my face like a cockroach. I just happen to, I just keep moving it to the side like that, without using any product. Just keep kind of moving it to the side, and it grows sideways now instead of down.
Are we going to see Rians on the sofa?
They're gonna listen to the advice.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what is going to happen on this?
What do you think is
last
Team
map?
Liquid's
Also,
problem right
as we
now?
can see, Team Liquid is going to
Multiple
be
things.
starting
They got
on
hard
defense,
antied
and I
on
think
Ascent
Team
with
Heretics
quite a
also made
bad
some
comp,
changes in the way that they were
so I think they need to change their
executing,
comp next time they
especially
play
against
Haven.
Fnatic, where prepared.
On
We
Ascent,
know,
their
okay,
defense,
you're gonna go A.
I mean,
A lot of the times. To
I
be precise,
think,
Team Liquid,
I might be wrong,
when
but I
they
think they
got
were just
A,
getting shot.
74%
Like,
of the
actually,
time. So
on their
there was
defense
a
side. I
high,
think there were
chance that
quite a
it
lot
would
of
go
times
that
where
way. I think
Heretics
that
were just
this match
execing
has
A
been
into
about
like
the
double
attack a
Sentinel
lot.
util, or at least
On
solo
this map,
Sentinel
I'm
util,
looking at the
and there were two
defense.
players hard anchoring, and they
Similar
just kind of
story, you
wrecked
know,
them.
for Heretics. I mean, they couldn't go B
If I did a
yesterday.
VOD
They
review,
tried
maybe
their
I
B
would be like,
yesterday,
oh,
and
actually,
they
it was
got
this
shut
really
down
good pieces of
very,
utility that
very
Liquid were
quickly.
throwing,
And
etc.,
this would
etc.
be
But
very poetic for
or
them to
Heretics
end
were throwing,
on
sorry.
Icebox.
But I'm pretty sure they just
similarly,
ran at them
it
and
is
killed
not out
them.
the question for a reverse smash. We have seen
That's
it
my
one
impression
time
from watching it.
before here in VCT EMEA, and I think it was
Would you be
against
interested in
Heretics.
an unlisted
Yeah,
VCT
so,
VODs list from
maybe that
pre-franchising?
trauma they
No.
have to get over, and Nats,
What would I do with
any
them?
time for him to whip out a speech here. Petra, you've reverse swept someone
Mr.
before.
Josh,
Yeah,
will a
how did you
heretic
do it?
donate
True,
another
yeah.
trophy
I
to
mean,
the
as long
Fnatic?
your mental is
One would
strong
think
after
they
losing
are
two
one
maps
and the
because
same.
your
but clearly they are two different species. Also, how much Absolute has been involved here so far?
Not very much Absolute ass. I mean, there was one Absolute ass, maybe two Absolute ass rounds from Serial with his ults. But
yeah, I mean,
generally,
we had a pep talk in the room together.
kind of feels like Heretics are just playing some damn good
we have been playing
Valorant.
for so long, so we knew anything can happen in every game. And they put everything to win, so the energy ran out, and we still had like so much power to go. Very
One of those rounds he got a
motivated
4K. Very true.
So in a
He
best
still
of
played
five,
really well in the round
which
overall.
map
He
loss
just
do you
kind
think
of
is more
beefed the
harsh?
alt
One that
player
you lose,
towards the
like,
end a little bit.
13-3 or something like that, that is a 13.
Yeah, Heretics were playing extremely
Which one is
aggressive.
more difficult
They also
to
had
combat?
nice lurks down
That's a good
cap,
question, because
and that
you
did
use
seem to be a bit of a
energy
like
and
macro
you fight
problem for
so hard
Liquid.
in a close game.
But I just kind of
Maybe a
think at
bit
the end of the
harder
day
to
that
combat.
Anchors should
Well,
be
the
able
good
to
news
get
is Patty is all
more value
smiles
than they
over
did.
there, and so serial. They're listening to this speech right now, and let's see in the agent select if we do see any changes. No, they choose not to go back to the Tejo. Is this a mistake?
I want to see if maybe some of the ideas that they had yesterday.
Are they
could
running
have
Tejo on
passed
any
because
map
of,
now?
Fnatic changing a couple of
I
things and
think
then having
Heretics might be
a
doing
good
this for
map, and
Toronto.
I want to see if that makes a difference into today, because Rien's
I want somebody to ask them the question. Why is Rien's running Sova on Icebox? Is it because he thinks it's better? Because I think that's wrong. Or is it because he doesn't want to be playing Tejo because the next big tournament he's not going to be
It's gonna be
playing it?
annoying, right, Petra, the KO?
Yeah, it's
Flo
annoying, but
tweeted?
I definitely
Oh, really?
think it's very
What did she say?
to work
I mean,
on.
I'll go and look at it actually. I don't want you to paste it into the
Yeah,
chat.
Liquid have a chance. They have a good chance. I mean, if they do win here, I'm going to start being a little bit scared for Team Heretics. They have to defeat their demons, Mitch and Tom,
Just
at
a
some
typical
point
legal
this
PR
tournament.
statement. Well, that's
The 3-0
unsurprising.
revenge for
But
Team
also-
Heretics. And desolation for Liquid,
Yeah.
who've looked otherwise very good. But after that first map, who knows?
No real
what
difference
we're gonna
in
see
my outlook.
Here on Icebox.
Like almost every
This is
single
the choice
time,
of Team Heretics, the second
it's gonna be true.
that they went for, Tom. After what we've just seen, map 1 and map 2 in Team Heretics' pocket.
That's just the way these things go.
What are your expectations for Icebox?
The thing is, we end up in more of a middle ground. I think they were undone when they
It's
tried
like
to play
90-something% of the
when facing off
time,
against
those
Fnatic.
level of
I think Fnatic
allegations
had a
end up
very
being
good game
accurate.
plan of isolating Benji Fishy. Like we saw
Yes.
that regularly, like constantly pick him out of those lurks on that attack side. I want to see if that's
All
something
right,
that Liquid
let's focus on
have been
Icebox.
able
We
to
can talk about that later.
pinpoint as easily, and more so has
All
there
right.
been adaptations. The other thing that was to note for Heretics was Minibu had a really rough map. That hasn't really happened so far throughout the series. He's looked very good, and if he's firing on all cylinders, I don't think it matters.
Wait, so
what
Team Liquid won 3 rounds,
Well,
map
that is
1.
Scary
And 10
thought
rounds,
for
map
Team
2.
Liquid coming out of this
So now they're gonna
I
run
had a guy run the numbers
17.
for me.
under their belt. Now looks
Yeah,
like
like,
a possibility.
If you combine a lot of that
Or
work,
10
was a
plus 3
surefire
equals
win for them
13.
coming into it.
holy shit,
Ah.
how do you do that shit? What
So
the
it's-
fuck?
A lot of
It's
utility waiting for
it's
them
an
on that A side.
additional
Players just outside.
algorithm. It's
Now
not
they've got
that
a
they're
good
going
idea
plus
what
7
hits
every
through.
map.
Minibu not deterred
No,
by
yeah,
that
we just
util.
started
The
it.
suppression,
That's a
nor did
good
the KO
start.
keep him
That
That
back.
is a really
Grabs an
good
open.
stun to stop that Team Liquid
Or he
flood.
passed.
This
But,
orb is also an
I don't think
enormous
they
pain in the
expected him
ass.
to be that deep
It's
into
so
the site already.
stupid that this orb is
Quasi
becoming meta
Yeah.
because
Like, let's never cross.
yeah,
let's
let's
go
just
in.
always go A.
No.
Like the whole map is
The amount of
just
damage, and on the
this
other side,
sized.
Minibu is
Might as well put a fucking
fine
wall
and
there as
dandy
well.
as ever. Woot is going to add another
Yeah.
to the death toll. This
It's a
is looking
wingman
rough
map.
for Liquid in the pistol,
It's
and they've got to
CS.
try and get past Minibu and the full force of this defense at this stage.
Oh.
please.
Okay, it's not pretty, but there's only one man left.
Oh!
To do it all.
He
They
can't win
lose
a
it.
1v4
No,
though.
25,
Yeah, it's not
82.
possible.
No way.
It's not
They're just
possible.
saying
If
post.
they lose this, I'll sell my
There's
house.
no need to overextend at this point.
To me?
Serial already
For 50
low,
pence?
time on their side.
Yep.
The defuse out.
Oh god, oh
in
god,
the
oh
open.
god,
Go
oh god,
Serial,
oh god,
go.
oh god, oh god,
Benji
oh
already
god,
sees
oh
it's
god,
not
oh god.
Dominate them. One tap.
Please,
Time
thank you,
more
thank you, thank you,
so.
thank you, thank you,
And
thank you.
Benji wants to shut it down. 1-0 for Team Heretics. A pistol as they claim the first here on Icebox. This map will be enough to end the series.
Always a difficult team to play against. There's not many that are able to successfully run this Neon, but when it works for this squad, it definitely works fantastically well. I also think Woot moving over to this Gecko has been enjoyable. Like him being able to play these more aggressive
Monkey
flanks,
Meatloaf.
put himself into
I'm
aggressive
seeing a little
positions.
too much
The same could be
depression
said
in
for
the
Camo
chat.
though.
Me no
I
like
feel
that.
like it's one that can
Chat
work quite
reset,
nicely for
spam Icebox.
duelist players.
Is the spam
Allows Patty to play the agent that sort of...
is the spam
I want to say not made him famous, but got him back.
does that
to
get the mental
position
back
we
on
know he
board?
could be
I guess it
when
does.
playing as a stand-in for the Heretic squad.
I guess it fucking
This
does.
round at least a few no scopes for Boo.
Bren as Glorp on Icebox. It is a good
One thing
emote.
we talked about extensively was just Banshee, not just on this map in their last series up against Fnatic, but in this last time that they played as well. The fact that Nats was shutting him down consistently. I've just checked for the first 2 maps. Benji's +7 against Nats, +9 against Serial. I mean, he has been dishing out death across the board, and it looks like
good.
Yeah, he absolutely has. But when he faces off against Benji, it's a different story. He's only taken him down one time so far. We see a near flawless round. Serial, the only one to pipe up.
Okay.
Still 4 players left to take down.
This is sort of what I'm talking about with the Woot flashes. Is something I want people to keep an eye on throughout the map. Like, you know that there's going to be a lot of the time a sort of more passive Gecko where you're throwing flashes.
One away from Thrash, so they've got really close to this ultimate. They're going to be able to get it online for this round. How did the defenders fight over the orbs?
Secondary duelist, even when it's not, because you're still going to be the one planting the spike. For Boo, this round has definitely helped with.
Is Woot going to be playing for the ult orb? Are the defenders going to be trying to get it at the start of the round? Alright, these 3 look like they're going to be trying to take orb control very early on, and they're going B instead. So yeah. Look here, let's see if Camo picks it up. Nope, nobody going for it immediately. I mean, you just go this way, you get the free orb. It's much easier to take the B orb, I think. Usually. Against Heretics, it's sometimes a bit dangerous because they do some like green nuclear strats, but are they going back to A though? Or are they going to commit off this? What's the mid-round call for Boo?
Because you've still got Boo sitting outside the A site, waiting for a play that is just now coming through. He hears those rotations.
Does he hear the rotations?
They know that this fake has worked towards B.
I'm not convinced he actually did hear that. I don't think he's close enough to hear them. He's still calling to... Ooh, there goes Mini Boo. And they've already committed the mosh. They're leaving though. They're leaving. They're leaving. They got up. Alarm bot's down. Turret is not down though. I think if you want to make a play like that, maybe wide swing. So you get past the turret and get a kill onto one of these players. They are slowing them down though. Benji's done a good job of slowing down these players that would otherwise be rotating to A. Good shot. But still only goes 1 for 1. Alright, Woot has got to be important in the post plan here. He's got to get himself into a safe spot, but they're worried about the flank, so there really are no great safe spots. Can he find anywhere that's good? No, that's not great for Kiko. Oh, that's really not great, because now... He was full blind, though. Kiko should have that. I mean, that looks just whiffy from Kiko's POV, I think.
Yeah. But positionally, too, afterwards, like, tucking more.
Yeah.
Teammates do the work.
A little bit slow. Like, I think it was the flash thrown by
Is it over?
I'm not sure if it was a thrash, it was just
Not yet.
to basically
Oh, wow, I wasn't even ready for that.
down a little bit. But Boo underneath was completely blind, and it was only after he got his vision back that anybody went to peek him. Just a little bit too slow on the reaction. Well, Woot's off to a flying start.
Are we calling it?
Obviously getting all those additional orbs from planting as well. When you are up against BAP and Series Point at the best of 5, obviously sending them out, but already with that qualification to Toronto. 3 players currently on the goose egg, 0 kills.
The goose egg.
Start you're looking for if you're
All right, is there another ultimate that they can start farming up here? Serial 1 away.
On the last map.
I mean, Rian's still has 3 to be able to get up to, but that's less important maybe than getting like Benji's online, maybe Boo's online, so that you could win a post plant extremely well.
It's unheard of.
They're not really close to much.
Good thing about this one is
we'll see what happens here.
Liquid, or just a huge gamble. 4 players
4
in position,
players.
and Heretics are running right into it.
Are they going to flash?
Pistols, and they might not pose
They flash, but without the KO flash.
I think they have the info,
And they didn't actually fight. They're just letting them walk into him.
There's
a KO flash. That's a weird one from Paddy.
Down to a level of disrespect. They want to fight into this, even seeing a players on the wraparound, but it doesn't seem to matter. They have walked into the
double face.
This squad and still seemingly
Ah, Serial dies to that.
3 players alive,
And then spam.
Eventually Benji's
Okay.
there to finish them off.
So,
as you said, it was
Benji gets a
good read or
tad
good
closer.
stack-up from the side of Liquid.
Muggy Meatloaf.
Right,
They still
I
only got 2
almost
kills.
figure.
Even
Invite
the wall couldn't
Jaws to the
save
call
Nats from
for
Benji. Now
absolutely
he is
no
out
reason
for
other than to
revenge
hear
in
him
that
mauled
battle.
about
Dropping
Icebox
Nats
because
yet again.
funny.
I think we're already
0
molding
on the
about
board.
Icebox
Like you
enough.
said, this stack, it looked dangerous. The pistols with numbers, that's where they pose a serious threat. But in the end, there was nothing to be scared of if you're Team Heretics. Wonderful.
That's filthy.
By Benji to close that out.
Nice go, boys.
And smiles all around in the Heretics camp. It feels like they are gearing up for this 3-0. The rifle round.
Okay,
now
this
stands
should
in
be
their way.
around
Full
for
buy
Team Liquid to play
They did not
retake
have
on A
But they didn't win a lot of rounds. There were a lot
with their
of rounds
ults
that came close.
and get back
Can't
in.
count them out.
All right. Oh, instantly dinked.
And maybe there's a chance for
So
Panatek to get
no
another
real
bite at the
plant
cherry.
denial.
So,
Minibu doesn't seem to want to allow it. I said,
And
if this
Paddy
guy
ulted
gets going,
very early.
It really does feel like a done deal.
Why are they not trying to
Koreans
plant
just
here?
even putting a couple of shots in. They won't get there in time.
can't
to
even get
actually
him up,
save
man.
Panatek,
What the
so
fuck?
He's gone from the
You
fight,
should
but
leave now, right?
this
Why didn't they
attack side
plant
will
though?
have
Just
to fall
survive
off.
KO
The
Killjoy.
lockdown
Why
is
why
gonna
did
force
Woot
them
not
away.
scale throughout that whole time? Was he
One player will get caught.
just decided?
Look at the defense. They've all gathered
to
up
cancel
together. They are looking to try and
completely.
fight
Fight
this, and the attacker just waiting
my
for the
God.
hit.
Wow, and they bait him up and killed them all.
I
What are
mean,
Liquid doing?
that's an incredible
they
sound
doing?
bait. I mean, they
Lockdown,
just
it
thought
might
that they'd
have
run
pushed
away
them
completely.
back, but they were not out of this
Liquid
round
are a
already.
re-clear heavy team.
As the end zone flawless is locked in, the ult used by
That's-
Team Liquid,
that's
the
good.
rifles in
That's really
play.
good.
And it is a sweeping, resounding
misspelled-
victory for the attack side. Now
Wait.
5-0. A
thought he
scoreline
spelled
we saw
penguin.
Liquid with on the previous map. But one that so far it feels like only Heretics can come back from.
Can you imagine doing that in America?
That pause.
He'd get fucking
You can
tackled.
understand.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Tackled by 7
There's a real
guards.
culture difference there.
A good guy with a gun would have just killed him.
They've walked into the blender and we are still sat with
Get down!
only
They're trying to
two
shoot the
players, Panatek
players!
and Serial, to even be on the board at the
That's
moment.
a good
for Liquid.
accent.
The other
Let's
three
fucking
are
go.
yet to
Ridiculous.
find anything. Kiko obviously picking up the solo duelist for this map.
Will
Hasn't really
today's
managed
Heretics
to
beat
find that level of
tomorrow's
form.
Fnatic? That's a question for tomorrow, I
There's a
think.
shot at the trophy online. Of course, we saw Liquid have an advantage and crumble. We saw them dominate the lower final last time around, but the story has always been about Heretics finally getting a trophy under their belt. Short the international.
Lucky me, love. Thank you for the 100 bits. 200 bits.
Even regionally,
He has a
the
headhunter. I
expectation is
bet
that
it
this squad
shoots
should have already
bullets.
won something.
Quick, chat.
The
Spam
first time they
please.
faced up against Fnatic.
The fact that there are so many people that are willing to do what you tell them, as long as you do it via text to speech, it's worrying. It's worrying.
I think those stats might have changed going into this series. Perfectly balanced when it
That's
comes
how I need to
5v4s,
rule my chat
almost the same
via
win
text to
rate.
speech. We are sheep, we
Doesn't
like to
quite
go
feel like
bar.
the same
Yep.
here. Heretics looking
Alright, there's a
much better
flash for the
team, 2
peak.
maps under their belt.
Okay.
Opening pick goes to Kiko.
Okay,
Still getting
okay,
two.
Kiko.
Yeah, but you
This
can't
can
recover
be
that
a
rifle.
really
Dodge?
light slip, but if they had rifles, I might believe the
Oh,
rest
but
of
then
the
you lose
squad
that
has
fight.
pistols. Benji has taken down Nats.
Whoa, what happened
Where
there?
previously
It looked
was
like
the
he
one
went
being
AFK for a
caught
sec.
out on those mid lurks.
Maybe he was
This
just
time
holding the
he's the
angle.
one
He did.
Probably wiped
to
his
find
hand.
that pick that
Yeah, yeah.
equalizes, and with the lack of weaponry, gives them the advantage.
It wasn't a one tap, so he was kind of fucking like,
You
what
don't
the
drift
fuck's
back
happening with him?
B with no Viper.
Recoverable, at least yet. Utility
Does
being
seem a little
left
You just
strange.
do it.
Side.
What
They-
would, just,
they-
what would
they
prove
still
it?
have-
Additional
they have
information
neon
we had,
wall.
and it
This
does
isn't bad.
look
This is
good.
not bad. Against a bad eco,
Ah, you're right.
like,
Sorry, they have neon wall. I forgot that last 20 seconds.
I mean, it lasts long enough to get a plan.
Even just the beginning
They
of
don't
this
need to
round
plan.
being
They're
a
gonna try to
little bit of
fight and
confidence
overheat
boost
this
to
'cause they have the
keep
rifle
those first
advantage.
kills onto the board, but there's still so much more that needs to be had. And
Yeah.
while
Yeah.
dealing with Minibu can be far
It's
more
a
difficult.
good
Even
time to
just
pop the neon
pops
ult.
the ult, maybe
It
just for a
really
little bit
is.
of a flex.
Neon ult versus Eco
It's
is
so
Already had
tough.
the kills in the
genuinely
back.
unfair.
It's just like a
There was
GG, yeah.
no way of
It's
getting
like
back into this round.
it's like all of a
Panatek,
sudden you put
he's been
like
good, Mitch.
us in the game.
Different versus old squad.
Yeah, it really
Yeah,
is.
with the neon ult,
Listen,
right?
I'm
Just
running
the
the one
sheriff
tap.
as well. Hell, give him a
Oh,
rifle
cool.
and maybe he's got a chance. But they've got that spike planted. Time
Minus
on the side.
250.
Flash dodged and a big swing
Oh,
from Minibu.
God.
A
Like-
4K. And
Oh, they're
seriously,
shitting on them.
for Team Heretics.
all good.
It seemed like there was a
All
bit of a
good.
bump in the road with the early fight.
Camo
Camo getting himself.
If I could turn around on my chair in a 360 degrees, will that just turn this game around as well? You think that works?
But an
If you
immediate
turn
recovery.
360
Once that one
degrees, so you're
rifle goes
facing,
down,
in
you
fact,
know
the exact
odds
same way
swap
that you
right
previously
back
were.
into Heretics' favor.
Sorry, my headphones off. What'd you guys say?
Nothing.
The round that
Nothing
was
of relevance.
being built for. With the Blade Storm available
Sideshow for
Kiko.
everything he's ever said.
Other than that, the ults are a little bit further away. Camo would like to get an orb here just to have the thrash available.
I was watching
More interestingly,
Mini's VOD review of like some game on the EMEA, and you have to keep muting your voice, Sideshow. Because ever since he started casting, he can only pay attention like you when you cast.
In case anybody tries to aggress, instead they're grouped up in this ball around the A site once again, but Heretics are very happy to just stall. The pop flash will go through. Maybe a little bit of a sound cue to at least give them the idea that somebody is around this corner.
Okay, finally, we're gonna execute the double flash properly.
So is Camo. Good opportunity.
No!
Yes, but our duelist is chilling.
But he couldn't quite
No.
connect. Minibu surviving late is good for the trade, and the off up top picks off Patatek. That's the A side hold crumbled. Nats fills in the gaps, but he'll get nothing. Heretics,
Any comeback believers?
They are destroying.
Nats had no speech after they lost map 2. There was no speech.
It feels like their hands are on the reins, and a few fingers may ease up, but
this is a rough way for Liquid to go out. I did really think that they looked like...
as good as Serial's been.
This stage, I thought they looked a bit better than even Fnatic, but that has not played out.
Needs so much more. He won't even be trying it. In fact,
Nat's speech after map 2, I don't know what happened, bro. Satcho said it was over. I don't know.
It will be after this round ends, so it's not really like he's got anything to lose. The same
tragic.
for Miniboo and for Rian.
Maybe you were right. You did say that this would not go to 3.
Yeah, they should have given up. They should have given up.
Maybe they have.
Aside of Liquid, the last few seconds will just result in that survival.
If they get back from Toronto one day earlier and get more practice, isn't that worth it more than winning Masters?
Maybe you want to start on a strong foot, you dominate. Your opponent gets their
that's
choice.
a fair point. Yeah, you definitely don't want the 5 champ points.
Felt like it would be.
And
map number 3, you're getting into the middle ground.
That's a good point.
To hell, this ain't a middle ground. This
that's
feels
why
more
I didn't go
dominant
with
than
it.
the first map. They've been so clean with it, and the worst thing is in this round at least, this looked like the
This is a good question. What is more likely right now, a 13-0 or a comeback?
Comeback.
Yeah, a comeback's got to be more likely than a 13-0.
Or if they get to 9.
But they just don't hit the
Comeback.
I mean, the re-aggression on
No, 9-0? 9-0, you think a comeback's more possible than a 13-0?
instant trade.
Yeah.
And now the round's
Ooh, I don't know if I agree with that.
Defenders, 4 players in position. A rifle for Serial. A bulldog.
Maybe, considering it's like an attack-sided map and shit.
Nothing. And they will be forced into a retake. The site take.
I think once we get to like maybe 10, I think the 13 is more likely, but 9 even is totally fine.
The lockdown was that they know that there's
Holy shit.
a bit of a gamble potentially on this side of the map. In fact,
What the Valorant is going on?
Oh my god, he's in. I do love the way that Miniboo plays on this map.
Why is Patatek fake cloning?
Oh, he's been reconned.
From the side of Liquid, but
it's over.
19 ult,
I would
bro.
say at 9 it's more likely a 13-0. What we're seeing?
No need to take a fight.
10 plus
Letting
3,
his
10 plus 3,
teammates
10 plus 3.
clean them
It's
up
possible.
inside the pit.
Please.
A phenomenal display from Heretics with 8 rounds now in a row. By far the most dominant start to a map. And it feels
Cut
like
to the
there's
Team Liquid,
no
I
hope
believe that
for
we
Team
will
Liquid.
win sign.
They have got a massive climb back needed. And indeed, coming into round 9, it was map 1, round 7. They had used all of their pauses coming out of it. Going into round 8, now going into round 9, it's the same story on map number 3. Desperation for Team Liquid.
And the most surprising thing of all is Nats 0 and 8. Like find me another game of Icebox when Nats is having that much of a troublesome time. But it
God damn.
When things go well,
we're likely going to get Liquid versus Zen. Is that how that works?
When the synergy is there, when you have that little bit of extra help, when everything's going badly, that's why you almost have to focus off your own game. But then again, you think about it, a lot of the time he's that B anchor. They really haven't gone B that much. This A execution has been an execution.
Bren just messaged me, by the way, and said that he's been downloading 1,400 hours of Twitch VODs so that he can save them on YouTube, because Twitch is deleting all of VOD footage, or like almost all VOD footage, this month. And he said half of that, 700 hours of it, he reckons is about Soul Link footage, Pokemon Soul Link footage. And he said, we need to complete a Soul Link of Infinite Fusion. before Toronto.
Teams, it was hard to separate them when it came to the stats. In the past, it wasn't too hard to separate them.
Now, my priority is Baldur's Gate 3. Oh, or he says maybe we do it afterwards and we do it as part of a charity run while EWC is running. Hold the phone.
This lower bracket
Hold the
seems to
phone.
be the end of the line in stage 1 for Team Liquid. 8-0.
We're cooking.
An unbelievable turnaround needed.
Better hope that whatever speech.
And when I say we, I mean Bren. My priority is Baldur's Gate 3 at the moment. Isn't EWC right now? They're running qualifiers right now. They're running online qualifiers, and then they fly the teams out to Saudi, and they play in Saudi.
Ever been in a series.
And the qualifiers right now are already such a mess that it's like, to be honest, people aren't even really watching them, but I think people will be watching more of the actual event when it happens. So the idea would be to run something during the actual event.
It's not normally the player you'd expect to see, normally the man to plant the spike, but maybe that's the plan, to really sell the ruse. There's still 3 players and a 4th lurking in mid. There is nobody really remaining on this side. That might be there's an idea to go back. That could be a problem with how far forward Kiko is.
Yeah, I don't know what the play is here. It looks like Heretics pump faking to take light A space. That Woot will be the one lurking up. He's doing that
They just know that Woot is not really... Yeah, they're already reading it completely.
Well, yeah, because they go Kiko.
Yeah, because they have Kiko, like, so pushed up.
They've not fallen away. Boo goes
10
down,
seconds.
spikes on the floor, picked up, and now an attempt to
They
plant
still
it.
get the
Looks like
plant,
it's a
though.
success.
They're not confident enough to get back in.
Not in their favor, but Miniboo manages to pull one back.
Good,
Madison is
Serial.
down. Rienz is low. In fact, he's down and out of the round.
Has a
It's
slide.
all on Miniboo.
Yeah.
But a 1v2, a very
wingman.
With the
winnable
wingman, though?
scenario from what seemed questionable
Nice,
moments
nice.
ago. But in the end, Team Liquid will get it across the line.
Important return. An important read more so. I don't mind the idea from Heretics. Like you throw in your Gecko, you throw in the Wingman just to try and sell the idea that, okay, well, if Wingman's running into the site, that's probably for a plant, but they didn't fall for it. They knew that there were many players around. A lot of that could be down to the deep mid control that was taken by Camo, by Kiko. The amount of space that he had into mid is enough for them to hold the line on this side of the map.
Infinite Fusion Soul Link, Bren involved, charity donations, and crowd control enabled.
Crowd control?
Surely it would be walk-in park right smile.
Oh, we'd have to... I mean, crowd control was so good for increasing charity donations that it's almost unethical for us not to use it. But that just... It ruined...
Hoping to punish Benji.
It was impossible to play the game.
Back off from that early control. Now, Team Heretics, they already played that fake B into an A push. They're trying to bait it out, but it was the aggressive position from
It was
Kiko.
crazy.
So much
Like, the
control.
chat was
Now the
just
Viper's Pit. When A has been working,
paying to make
they're
us
gonna pop this
slide
early,
around the map
wanting to keep that control.
for like an
Player
hour.
pushed
It
up
didn't get
close to them as
unfunny
well. Is
for an
Serial.
hour.
He's got a gap. He's safe inside
Yeah,
that
we'd have
pit
to
for
change
now.
the crowd control
For Team
options pretty
Heretics,
heavily.
Getting him out of position now that that nano's gone.
Went to the store in the middle of Ascent and came back to this. Sorry, John. I lied to you, and Heretics are dominating them. They just lost their first round. Although they're going to lose this one as well, by the look of things. Ah, they're not confident enough to actually take those fights. How has Woot taken 0 damage? And then re-swings! Oh my god! Oh my god! A bit too confident from Benji, maybe. He missed the shot.
That was some crazy fucking shit back and forth. So holy fuck.
Tunnel, perhaps. Team Liquid, they've been down for 8 rounds in a row, but a return to form
Have
now.
you started
2
Baldur's Gate
in a row.
already?
Much
If
more
not,
needed.
when? I will be there no matter what.
We did start Baldur's Gate, but we only played, like, we only did the character creation. We didn't even play the, like, tutorial area yet.
But what a play by Woot. It seemed
And then
like that was
hopefully
enough
we'll
to
start
take
up
it across
again
the line.
in, like, 2 days.
But Serial again digging deep when he's needed the most. He has been a shining beacon of hope here on this map, in this series as well for Team Liquid, going back to Ascent. A lot of big rounds.
That dart is crazy.
Pressure, so much pressure put onto
Against
Camo.
both.
He's got Kiko alongside him at least, who has been able to survive.
I thought that was a lineup there.
Even add another.
Yeah, I did as well.
It's not my first time playing Baldur's Gate 3, but I'm playing with my wife as a co-op, and it's her first time playing.
Wrong gonna be put up top.
Tack, thank you for the 200 bits.
Shiny Cyndaquil in Soul Silver. What do I name him?
Axe is already here alongside him. Again though.
What do you name him?
Heretics
The shiny Cyndaquil. Maybe...
But they didn't get to back yellow. Thrash is now denied. That spot's still here waiting for that peak. But
like, a name like Liquid Collapse is just too long. Chicken Jockey? That's too long as well, surely. Maybe like...
Not going to put on as much pressure as they would hope. These players safely.
What is he? He's like a porcupine looking ass, isn't he? Or like, no, he's a mouse, isn't he? He's a fire mouse Pokemon.
But completely blinded his Panatek. He had nowhere left to go.
And
I want to reiterate what I mentioned earlier in the match. Woot with his own flashes. Like, think about the amount of times where...
Benji's a cute little name for a Cyndaquil, honestly.
How many people do you think have been blinded by the Gecko Flash and been killed? I think it's a lot more than 2. And that's because he's just playing it like a duelist. Like, he'll go swinging into
What was that, KJL? I gotta be honest with you, chat. I'm kind of zoned out of this game. They're getting whacked.
He is leaving them blind. 16 and 6 for Woot. We've spoken about this man on initiators. And maybe the fact that sometimes he's lost when not on the duelist. I think this might be the balance.
It looks like it. Setting himself up for success as he is. The entire squad of Heretics.
Even the rounds where Team Liquid have had a really good read on where Team Heretics are ending,
the attacking side are expecting aggression.
it just feels like they're getting dominated.
A little bit of presence.
Yeah, I don't like the replay sound either. I think they need to relook at that little sound effect.
No early aggression means they go walking up towards A. Now it's a late double.
So how does the group draw work?
But as the circle fades, you'll see that
first seeds are guaranteed through. So every 2 seed plays against a 3 seed.
The utility should bridge the gap.
So for Paper Eggs, for example, they're a 3 seed. Yeah. Which means that they have the option of playing against Sen or Billy or, well, I guess we don't know, do we, from EMEA. But Heretics or Fnatic, let's say Heretics or something.
2 big kills coming up for Liquid, but Woot still standing. Minibu alongside it, but Woot's doing it all.
Like that?
This man has been an unstoppable force in this first half.
Whoever gets the China 2 seed is kind of laughing all the way to the bank. Oh, dude, give Woot the ace. Oh, God. Yeah, go on, give him another ace. Give him another ace.
He's playing insane.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Somebody sent me a hot take yesterday saying Woot is legit so bad on Initiator, the fall-off from him on Duelist to Initiator needs to be studied. When are we going to recognize this as a community? And I said to the guy who sent me that take, like, shut the fuck up. He posted it just after Woot had, like, you know, lost to Fnatic. It was pure rage bait, man.
I mean, okay, that's a good question though. How are we feeling about like Heretics with this performance? It's the same old shit, right? Like, they're either going to be like this or a complete ass, depending on the day.
I mean, I don't think they're going to be complete ass though. They've only had what? They've had that one game since kickoff. They've had one game against Fnatic where they looked a bit off individually.
But if they're going to be facing more Fanatics in Toronto, and that hasn't changed, then like, it's just what we just expect from Heretics. Like.
They're playing a lot of double duelist comps. They're going to be a bit volatile.
Yeah. But I mean, even in the volatility,
the form is so good.
The structure of the team, like, just the form they have on the day versus, like, I guess a team that's not Fnatic looks so good versus a team that is of that caliber. Like, even the confidence is not the same from the
But
team.
I don't think it's the caliber necessarily. I think it's that Fnatic came in with an extremely good idea of how they were going to play and an extremely good plan of how to shut down Minibu. They rolled Minibu on Fracture. Actually, not just on Fracture, on Icebox as well.
Fair.
I think they might live or die a bit by Minibu. About like whether a team has a good read on like how he scales and because what Fnatic were doing they were like dodging the stun and then swinging immediately afterwards, or like dodging the flash and then swinging instantly afterwards. So they swing into Minibu, but after the initiator utility has been used. Yeah, so it's like as he's sprinting, and it just cooked it cooked him so many times.
It seems
interesting,
impossible, or certainly seems.
So I think
even with like Rien's online, like fucking Blue playing well too, you think that still relies on Minibu living or dying?
Because I think if he gets shut down super heavy,
Yeah.
so the next player up is like Root or something, and he then has to become the entry, and he doesn't go like 21-6.
Yeah. Oh, that's true, because Rienz was having such a good game on that Ascent as well, and like fucking... There were people that were standing out still, but...
I think it doesn't mean that Heretics are going to lose if you shut down Mini Boo, but it just means you've got like a chance of beating them. Prunai, thank you for the 13 months.
Sure, that's true for most teams. You don't shut down that duelist, dude.
Good evening, Real Dusty Buns. Thank you for the 500 bits as well. Good evening to you. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that definitely does apply.
Yeah, like... What percentage does a team have if one of their players is popping the fuck off? Oh, they got a 99% chance to win if they go fucking 25-1.
But I think it's different with Miniboo because he's all in. He's not like a, you know, test and probe kind of duelist player. He's like a follow-up on utility and sending.
When Luke Show pops up every game.
Yeah. Kind y'all, thank you for the 25 months as well. Sir Angel of York, thank you for the 500 bits as well. Mr. Shaw, I don't think it's been mentioned before, but you plan on playing Expedition 33. I've been told to play that over and over and over again recently. What is that game?
We've given up when we are forcing sheriffs instead of singing.
Sure.
That's like tilted. I'm just fucking playing for mine.
It's game of the year, right? But what genre is it? Is it a puzzle game? Is it a story-based game? Is it a what is it? It's a French game? Turn-based JRPG. You couldn't have described a genre I'm less interested in, I think. But you're telling me it's game of the year caliber. So is it similar to Clair Obscura?
Dude. I think the 6th round in a row where Mini Boost just died.
Pull this back. It's not a standard 4v2. Camo and Kiko, just one shot needed. But Kiko, he's being the snake in the grass now.
It's like Dark Souls, but turn-based.
They're gonna clear him. They're gonna clear him. That's another pick now for Heretics.
Here we go. They're gonna win again.
To equal.
Wait, Clair Obscura is the same game.
One shot, the rest are healthy.
Why the fuck are you calling it Expedition 33 then?
Time is ticking away.
Oh, the full title is Clair Obscura Expedition 33. Oh, I watched some of that game being played and I didn't understand why it was good. I gotta be honest. Oh, they're just weird. Oh, it's fucked. Oh, bro.
Oh, wow.
This is sad to watch for Liquid. It really is. Like, I like Heretics. I want them to do well. I want them to be in the finals, but this is just sad. GG? We could have called GG a while back.
What's the fastest best of 5 in the box?
Yeah, it feels like it could be this.
The depth of talent that is there for Rienz. Predicts where one of the players will be. The only reason Paditech's in the open is because 2 shot darts were fired into the exact position he was stood in, and then at the end he's left.
It's genuinely fantastic. The story, the voice acting, the writing, the music, they're all top notch.
From that point in the round is a
Okay.
The worst part is if that nano doesn't activate, they tap the spike.
Am I streaming games after this? Yeah, probably. I mean, this was crazy quick.
They've got slightly more to play with, but there's slightly more players sitting in their way.
Oh, they broke the Dizzy at least. Oh, no. No.
Have the spike.
No.
GG.
Oh.
Holy fuck.
Oh my god. The only map that Liquid were close to winning is one that they should have won and kind of choked. Well, maybe not choked. I mean, they just got outplayed when they were on their defense, but that's fucking brutal. I really thought this was going to be a great game of Valorant. Dude, if you go back to the beginning of my VOD, I was locked the fuck in. You wouldn't be able to find a bigger difference between my attention and focus in that first pistol on Haven to now.
Yeah.
I really thought this was going to be an all-timer. And it was a disgusting stomp. Oh my god. I mean, they're still going to Toronto, so nothing to be too mad about.
Yeah. If you're ever going to lose a game and get stomped, like this is the game to get stomped in.
But this is exactly what you want to get from
lower
Heretics.
final,
Liquid, of course,
go into
a lot to
Masters
learn
anyway.
from this match. They're already on their way to Toronto.
There should be something on the line though, like
to take
Whichever
away from
team
this.
gets third has to fly economy.
Like
second and first get fucking business class.
That's a good.
By the explosive nature
Yeah.
of this Heretics.
Although that just
roster.
kind of Tory from you
young
there.
talent.
Shia.
And what I mentioned
Listen,
in
man,
the last,
Penny
there was a
I
chance
absorb
for
who I'm around, you
Rians to
feel
come
me?
out with double the kills of anyone else in the server. That's exactly what
What if
Luke just
whoever-
did, by the way.
Right, this is how you
26
make it more
I think
interesting.
one of the best
Whoever,
performances we've seen
whoever is
all
the
the way
worst,
through
whoever
the
wins
stage,
the
and he has
least
left
amount
it
of
right
rounds in the
until the
third
end.
place game in
The
the lower
Turkish
final
talents
doesn't
taking
go.
map 2 and map 3.
And then we have a tournament. You get Sideshow's little tournament of the rest
Oh,
of
the worst?
Then get a wild card spot.
Oh, I thought you were talking about my worst of the world tournament. Everybody's forced to
No, I'm not gonna
participate.
send them. You get. Well, you could, but then you might get teams throwing on purpose to go.
Yeah, true. I want to hear why Riens. I hope they ask in the interview why Riens is playing Sova on Icebox, because it's not like it's bad, but I think it's worse than the Tejo for their comp, and I wonder if it's because they're focused on Toronto comps, so they just got rid of Tejo entirely from their comps.
But it was this from Minibu. Not only in a 1v3, not only was it around, you can see the scoreline, you know where it's going. 12 to 10, but it's that
Hated Fate.
Liquid got one less map than G2 against BH, but that was an international lower finals.
That's how boring of a stomp map 2 was. Let's go rewatch the end of map 3.
Those first two, they weren't looking. This
Yeah.
one, though, straight up dipping. Let's go down.
I think it might be in preparation for the Tejo nerfs, but maybe they just think, maybe they think the Sova's better for some reason.
What a great day to be a Team Heretics fan. I'm now joined by Boo and Benji. First
I
of all, you
do
guys
fuck
were
with the
telling me a
Benji
little
hat.
story about that mini Boo clutch that we just saw in the pay safe card play of the day today. So talk me through what was
Did
going on in the
Yinsu
comp.
steal her
So was he
shoes off a
confident he was
witch?
gonna win that?
They fucking rock.
Yeah, I mean, so it was silent for a long time because, you know, normally silent in clutch, but Domi was speaking the entire time. Like, he was running from spawn to B, being like, guys, I know I'm gonna win this clutch. Like, I'm gonna 1v2, like, I'm gonna destroy these guys. And then he did it. He what's it? He said it into life,
That's so
you know?
funny.
Like, he wished it, so.
He manifested it.
Manifested.
Did you believe him when
Wait,
he said
that's so funny.
Be honest. Oh, okay.
And of course. I mean, I knew that there is a good chance because they gave him so much space.
Oh, okay. I mean, you're always smart with these things, Boo. Now, what happened between yesterday and today? Because that was one of the greatest turnaround, I think, in form. I'll start with you, Boo, because
Yeah, the
wasn't an easy
form
loss yesterday.
factor is
Yeah,
big.
it was hard. Yesterday, I think the biggest thing what happened yesterday is we were not 100%. We had things unsaid to each other. Like, not everything was out in the open. So that's what we did after the game. We spent like an hour here in the prac room and just talked, because there is no time to prep in game. It's all mental game. And yeah, we talked out. We understood the situation we're in, that if we don't perform now, then, you know, we don't go to EWC, we need to play qualifiers, we don't go to grand final, we don't get the chance to get the, you know, second place course broken. So yeah, it would be so sad.
Is it fair to say that you were fired up perhaps today?
I think so. I think this was like the Heretics that we should have shown yesterday. I think Fnatic played really well and exploited some of our weaknesses, but I think we realized that the main weakness was ourselves. Like the main enemy was ourselves.
In what way? That's what I want them to go into.
I don't know. Yeah, we
Why?
We did more
Like
than lock in, I
what
think. Now,
kind
does
of
this mean the mental block
mental
has
blocks
been
or
broken?
what kind
you know,
of
as
like
you head to the grand finals tomorrow, you're probably aware, the entire
what
narrative
did they
is
discuss?
Heretics, please, 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 this is your time to win a trophy. Is it time now, Ben? Do you
Papa
think all these
Boo.
losses you've all learned from it and today kind of showed that?
You know, I think if I was to go into tomorrow, think about
Look at the
second place
cameraman
curse,
trying to
we'd have already
escape.
lost, and I think that's the same for the rest of the team. We're not going to think about,
And then they went back to his
the curse.
POV. Wait, they're trolling. The director's
game, you know?
trolling.
So yeah, and if it goes well, then it goes well.
Boo? Aww. Is that your dad?
Yes.
Oh, hey, Papa Boo. Yeah, carry on.
You asked about a mental block. The thing is about mental, there is no like, no stages. Like every single day you need to kind of overcome it again. Like every single day you wake up and I don't know, something might be different, and that's what we work on every match day, every practice day. Yeah, it's not a given that, okay, now it's lifted. It's also not a given that we cannot win. It's just, I don't know, a job of every day.
It looks like you probably
Most
have reached that
real
point
answer
now
from
because,
Boo.
you know, even
Most
against Team Liquid at
anti-narrative,
kickoff, something felt
nuanced,
like you
genuine
weren't
take
100%
from
there,
Boo.
But I think you
Yep.
guys proved yourself on stage today.
You just gotta keep
I do
doing it
wanna
every
quickly
day
talk
in
about
order
some
to
of the
overcome
in-game
something like
stuff,
that.
though, because we had Boaster on the show yesterday, and he was very surprised that you have already moved away from the Tejo on Icebox. Is this a conscious
Yeah,
decision
thank you,
made,
Yinsu.
know,
What's
given
going
the
on here?
up-and-coming patch,
Is it
Boo,
a
or
patch
is there
prep?
a different reason?
It's combined. Like, it was coaches who suggested it. A little bit about our current game style, a little bit looking towards the future. So, and also it's a comp that we played before, so we have macro for it. So yeah, it was just like, I think we should do it. Okay, let's do it. But it's not about the comp, as we all know.
Well, yeah, it really isn't that much about the comp.
It's all in the head.
If they don't
Okay,
win
so it was
tomorrow,
pure mental
what
game
are
versus
we
Fnatic.
saying
Is
about
there anything to do with the fact that it's such a
narrative-wise?
wholesome rivalry? You know, you
But
guys,
what-
we see you
what
guys even
is-
before you get on stage. you're
Why
always
for now?
laughing and
Why is the
joking,
Sova
and
better
Rians
now?
is
Maybe
doing
just because
Harry
it
Potter spells
puts Woot
back to
onto
them, and
the
maybe you need to be
Gecko?
more fired up?
I mean, you know,
Where
I
he
think
can play a bit
we
more
can have fun,
aggressive?
you know, off the, you know, when we're not in game.
Rather than Woot
when they're in
playing
game,
passive every
you know,
round?
I don't see, like, you know, if I see Viper, I'm not going to think, oh, that's Boaster. I'm just like, oh, it's just Viper, you know? Like, I'm not thinking about who I'm playing against when I'm actually in the game.
I mean, some
But
pros
outside
are,
of the
by
game,
the way.
I think, I like to have fun. I think the rest of us like to have fun. It's two good teams, good vibes. So, yeah.
Some pros are
And what
literally thinking,
separates
like,
you from
that is the
you think?
guy
You know, what are the
across from me.
differences when it comes to maybe
I'm
play
gonna
style
fucking
or identity,
own him.
Because from the outside, maybe the differences aren't too big.
Luhei, thank you for the
they're
24
a very
months.
Smart team. You know, they've got a lot of experience. But I think for me, when we are like on point, I think we have like the best firepower in the world. So
We were literally talking about that
today,
earlier.
I think we showed that all of us were on point, and yeah, I think that's the big difference that there is between us and other teams.
Yeah, I mean, you were carrying Rians on map 1.
I was.
That was crazy.
Yeah, crazy. Who would have thought?
And Boo, of course, with the map vetoes tomorrow, you won't be able to get a ban. So how do you kind of prepare yourself, and how do you approach a best of 5 like that?
Yeah, it's hard with the bans, but it's also hard with the time. We don't have much time to prepare for even the maps that we want to play. So it's just going to be similar to today, where we...
The map pool's so good for them as it changes, though, because they already have a lot of stuff built for Sunset. They were really good back then.
How we,
You still got to build it up,
like,
but
set our mind
you
before
can
the
use
game.
a lot of your old
It's gonna be
stuff
same
still.
tomorrow. It's going to be harder map-wise, sure, but anyone can win any map, and they know that as well.
Yeah, I mean, you have overlapping maps too. That's going to be really interesting. And very last question.
Should be a good game.
Petra was with us on the desk, and she was talking about how no tournament run is ever the same. Even if you make 5 grand finals, in your case, it's never the same. So what
yeah,
is
I know they're
different
talking about the
this
grand
time,
finals map pool for
compared
tomorrow.
to the other grand
For
finals
tomorrow,
you've
but
made
he
in the
was
past?
talking about we don't have very much time to prep right now for the maps that we want to prep, and I'm thinking like, well, that's not going to be a problem for Toronto.
Like, the more tournaments you play, the more you learn, the more different you look at things. And yeah, I think she's completely right. Like, you don't look at the grand final. Like, the road to grand final is so long and so different each time that yeah, it's a different run every single time. And yeah, I think we're just more experienced, more calm. I think our skill ceiling is so much higher mechanically and as a team. So this is probably the best chances we ever had with this roster.
What about you, Benji? What's different this time around?
We're just better, you know, like we're just, I don't know, like I think this is the best, if we exclude yesterday, I think this is the best form we've been in, like, ever. So, yeah, we just have to prove it tomorrow. That's what it is.
From where I'm standing, it's the confidence. You all seem, as a team, as a whole, you know, very, very confident. That's great to see, because we want a good grand final. So congratulations once again today. Thank you for a quick day, by the way. We're going to come back for a very long day, I'm sure, tomorrow.
I hope it's a long day tomorrow. I really do.
Came out today, and to you guys
oh,
at
well,
home for watching,
no, wait a second. I'm not going to be there. I'm not going to be co-streaming. I hope it's a short day so that I don't have a long VOD to review.
Fighting for a very important trophy. Have a good night, and we'll see you then.
All right. We're off. Okay. The question now is, what the hell do I do for the rest of the day? Are you leaving?
Yeah. Didn't say anything about you. Don't worry. Goodbye.
Hold on. I was just listening to the interview.
I was too.
Right. Okay. Well, then we don't have any problems then, do we?
Did you do what I did? Would someone accuse me of locking in more for the interview than the game?
Yeah, I probably did. Okay,
goodbye.
I think I might play some Valorant.
You're not watching Eurovision? Not a fan?
I'm not a fucking... No, I am absolutely not a Eurovision fan.
Because you're anti-LGBT.
That is, said it here first.
That's not the reason.
Okay, goodbye.
All right, goodbye.
Later.
Motherfucker, it's crazy, crazy. Okay, I think gonna play some Valorant. I'm wondering if Mini is around because he had said that he wanted to do some like duos or something. So I'm gonna message him. Otherwise, to be honest, I'm kind of down to like turn my stream off and go to a pub. It's such a nice day. I'm kind of feeling like just going outside and enjoying the sun. But I did already go to a pub earlier today. So let me quickly have a look at something. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah. How much earlier? A second pub visit in a day is insane work. I don't think that's even true. I would say most days that I go to one pub, I go to two. I'd say it's actually quite unlikely for me to only go to one pub a day. Like if I'm out there going, if I'm pubbing, I'm going to go multiple pub. Probably two. Sometimes if I'm feeling it, three. But I'm only, I'm not getting shit-housed. But, yeah, Mini's not responding. I could play some more Pokemon too, but I fucked my run, so I'd have to be beginning that Pokemon run from the beginning again. And to be honest with you, I think I'd rather not do that. I think the game plan is we don't have anything to do tomorrow, right? I'm not co-streaming tomorrow at all. Then the day after, I'm hoping that we come back with some Baldur's Gate 3. Oh, my cam is fucked. Good camera. Good camera. Good camera. This is the face of a man who just shit himself. No memory card. Cannot play. No memory card. Oh, God. Okay, I'm back. I remember when you thought you'd fix that for good. I don't know what the issue is. I don't know whether it's my capture card. I don't know whether it's my... It's so weird. It never happens during plat chat. Not once has it ever happened during plat chat, I don't think. But it happens constantly in OBS. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's overheating. I don't know if it's my capture card. I don't know if it's the battery pack. I don't know what the hell it is. Nats had a rating of 0.03 on Icebox. Does that... Do you think if Nats was playing his best, they would have won? That's the question that I'm going to give to you, okay? Do you think if Nats was playing better, they would have won Icebox? Then is it worth talking about? Yeah, he had 1 kill. That sucks. That's really bad. I don't think Nats is a bad player because of it. And I don't think he was the problem. So, Nat's disgustingly overrated. Disgustingly. He's only one of the best IGLs in the scene, whilst also performing to an incredibly good individual level in every map apart from this. Oh, disgustingly overrated. Holy Glaze? Is he not? What part of what I said was wrong? I mean, it was a slight exaggeration that he plays well in every single map. But he has been on Demon Time this year. He's been playing really, really well. You are rating him very highly and he's just not him. Wow, you're not even rage baiting. You're just wrong. Doubling bad. Doubling down. Yeah, I might enjoy some cider in the sun. Which seed 3 do you think has the best chance in Toronto? Let's try to, you know what, before we leave, let's try to construct the best Toronto bracket that we can. All right. Wait. No, not Toronto bracket. Toronto, dude, I'm losing my fucking mind. Toronto, like, what do you call it? First round draw. First round draw. All right, we're going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, yeah, because it doesn't know whether Team Heretics or Fnatic's going to be in here. I'm going to say, I'm going to cope. Fnatic are in here, okay? Fnatic are in here. You're a second seed. You're a third seed. You're a second seed. You're a third seed. You're a second seed. You're a third seed. You're a third seed. You're a second seed, okay? Copium? It's not cope. When have I been wrong today? Okay? Just because I said Ascent was over like 20 times, that doesn't mean I was wrong. I was just temporarily mistaken. All right. I'm going to have... So Sen can play against Wolves, Paper X. Who gets Wolves? Who gets the Chinese region? They've just got a free win. I think best possible... Who's Sentinel's got a rivalry against? Fnatic? Gen G? I think Sen Paper X might go crazy, actually. Maybe Sen versus Paper X? That might break some viewership records. That'd be a pretty good game. Has to be a Team Liquid rematch. I don't consider that a rivalry, though. It ain't a rivalry. Team Liquid beat the piss out of them. Yeah, we could do that, though. Does Team Liquid have a rivalry against anybody else? Not really against Gen G. Not really against Bilibili. Yeah, fuck it then. All right, I'm down with you. I'm picking up what you're putting down. Sen versus Team Liquid. Okay. I'm happy with that. Bilibili. I'm going to skip the Chinese teams. They just... Well, Bilibili against NRG, but Bilibili against MIBR doesn't really do it for me. Bilibili against... Yeah. Bilibili are just going to have whoever's left. Gen G... Would I like to see Gen G playing against Icebox and MIBR? Or would I like to see Gen G playing against Wolves? I actually don't kind of give a fuck. Well, what about Fnatic then? Is there a great match for Fnatic? Fnatic Paper X. Now that's a banger. I'm sorry, we gotta have that. Fnatic Paper X. That's a big one. That's a big one. I'm loving that. Then Heretics Paper X would be an even bigger banger. Maybe, actually. Both of the second place teams have to play against each other straight off. Is that a better storyline? Might be it. No, you know what? I like the Fnatic Paper X. I like Boaster playing against... They've played against each other so many times. The Boaster versus Forsaken narratives. I like this. I like this. All right, so who does that leave us with? Doesn't that leave us with 2 guaranteed matchups? Maybe. We have Bilibili Wolves, and we have MIBR and Gen G. So, Gen G... No. Yeah, it's guaranteed, isn't it? So, Gen G have to play against MIBR. No. I'm trolling. Gen G have to play against Wolves. Gen G versus Wolves. And MIBR... Now, why have I put all the second seeds on this side, apart from Bilibili? That's mad disrespect to Bilibili, actually. They will lose to MIBR, but that's mad disrespect. Shouldn't be doing that. All right. I gotta be honest with you. These 2 games, the games with Wolves and Bilibili are tough for me to really feel great about. I guess I would be hyped to tune into a Wolves game if I thought they had a good chance of winning. But I don't think they have a good chance of winning against any of the second seed teams. Maybe Gen G is their best chance. Because it's either that or like Fnatic, Heretics, or Sentinels. So... Sen versus PaperX is the best draw possible. I was doing that at the beginning. I was talking through that, but chat wanted Sen versus Team Liquid. Sen versus PaperX would be pretty cool. I'd fuck with... How am I drawing my P's? Sen versus PaperX. And then we've got... what are the other bangers, though? Liquid MIBR? Is there any reason? Like, who does Aspas have a rivalry against globally? Or maybe like Gen G MIBR. That could be a fun game. Getting to see Aspas texture kind of things. That could be pretty good. That could be pretty fucking cool. Who did Aspas lose to at Champs? EDG in the uppers, and then Heretics in the lowers. So, MIBR Heretics? For some reason, that just doesn't, like... I don't know why, but that's not getting my juices flowing as much. But it would be, I guess, cool, narratively. Fnatic versus MIBR? Yeah. That could be another good game. I think the problem is, I don't really believe that these... who are they getting upsets over? Who are Billy and Wolves getting upset wins over? Maybe they upset a Gen G. Maybe they upset a crazy fucking game against PaperX where PaperX look bad. I don't really believe that, though. Do they upset MIBR? I think Aspas goes crazy against them, to be honest. Do they upset Liquid? Weirdly, I can kind of see a fucking weird world where Sentinels get upset. That would be peak. If Sen pulled up against Wolves and Wolves won, that would be the best beginning to the tournament we could possibly ask for. Because then Sen are probably still going to win like 2 games and get out of Swiss. But holy fuck, the hype would be amazing. And the fact that like a Chinese team would just upset a North American team again, like, they can't get Billy because both of them are second seeds. Because I think that narrative would be even funnier if Billy upset another like North American team. I don't think it really works if they upset MIBR. Because people are not going to be thinking about MIBR as similar to NRG. But if they upset Sen, oh, the juices will be flowing. We all know it's going to happen. Even as a Sen fan, it's gonna happen. I don't think it's likely. Is it possible, though? I think it's possible. Because you're going to get John playing much less Teho. And he didn't look as comfy on the other agents. He's going to have to put in some work there. Sen have looked wobbly at times this year when they haven't been able to figure out like how the comps and roles work on their team. So if they're in a bit of a slump heading in, Zekken's not going to be able to 1v5. And there's going to be some chaos. Dude, I'd love to see that game, actually. I'd be rooting so hard for Wolves. Oh, I'd be rooting so hard for Wolves. Trace upset Lev at last year's champs. Yeah. I'll tell you what, that version of Trace was better than Billy or Wolves. Trace at champs was better than both of these teams. Not as good as XLG, probably. But yeah, pretty good. Why are you hating? For the love of the game? Yeah, basically. Basically, just because it would be very fun. And fun/funny. All right. Mini got back to me and he said he's not going to be around. So... Wait, what the hell day of the week are we on? What is the Wednesday? What day of the week is Wednesday? Oh, it's a Wednesday. That's so surprising. I meant what date is Wednesday? 21st. You know what I meant. You know what I meant. All right. I'm going to disappear. I'm going to disappear into the night. And by night, I mean pub, I think. Hopefully. I'm not going to play any ranked. There's plenty of time for that. Another day. Why the fuck are you going to the pub Eurovision's on? Oh, hello. The Partition of India's on. I am going to not be watching Eurovision because that shit stinks. I got to be honest with you. I got to just be real with you. Who are we raiding? Chobra, he's playing ranked. Chobra playing ranked? Hold on. Ender's also playing ranked. Oh no, Ender's playing Valorant Customs. I don't know what he's up to. Is Shayo still streaming?
I've played, I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah, okay, I'm gonna raid Shayo.
Not. There's some like just free games that are attached to my account, but I think it's less than 10.
Okay, I'll be back in a bit.
Yeah,
well, no, by back in a bit, I mean I won't be back tomorrow. I will be back on the 19th. I'll be back in 2 days, hopefully for some Baldur's Gate. I hope you all enjoy the EMEA finals. Thanks for watching. Thanks for all the subs and bits and things. Appreciate it. Sorry it was a bit of a worse game than we were hoping or expecting, but that do be it, I guess. Plat chat when? Should be on Monday. Might get moved around.
BLG could beat any team cause they all have to play EWC, or the other way around cause they have reps of new comps.
I don't really see that. I mean, the fact that you have to play matches doesn't matter too much. Like, it's just the time that you have to work on things.
I can't believe you are prioritizing your wife over us. On our anniversary too.
It's not your anniversary, it's my anniversary. Get the fuck out of here.